1. Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2. Get some good, some food in you. Step 3. Think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4. Everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2. Get some good, some food in you. Step 3. Think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4. Everybody just do your thing.
Hey guys, Bullhorn Betty here. So there's something going on in my community and I need your help with. So this is a double homicide that happened in my community, but there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye. This is Thomas Matajek. He actually killed his mother and her boyfriend recently, but the problem here is he shouldn't even have been out of jail. He should have been in a mental hospital, and he is deemed incompetent to stand trial. This right here is our state attorney, and his name is Ed Brodsky. He has been our state attorney in the 12th district for some time. I recently learned our law enforcement officer, Sheriff Rick Wells, has arrested this guy many times and has prepared a case and sent that over to the state prosecutor. Ed Brodsky was supposed to litigate the matter. However, he ended up taking the felony case, reducing it to a misdemeanor, sending it to a misdemeanor court, and then just a month ago sent this deranged mental patient to a halfway house where he escaped and killed his mother. How can you help Bullhorn Betty? You can help Bullhorn Betty by saying, we will not accept this. This is unacceptable. Our law enforcement does their job and they send it over to the prosecutors just to let them go. Now, 2 people in my own backyard have lost their life because of these horrible and poor decisions at the hand of the state prosecutor, not law enforcement. So please, I ask you, is this going to be acceptable in your community as well? This is how you can help. If this case bothers you, if it disgusts you, if you realize 2 people should not be laying in the morgue right now, please consider giving Ed Brodsky a call and letting him know this is unacceptable from any state prosecutor.
Hi, Bullhorn Betty. Thank you for my shirt. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Kids Club.
So as watching Dr. Phil and getting an insight on Summer Wells, you know, we're paying close attention to every piece of words that are coming out of their mouth. We're paying attention to their body language. We're paying attention to every little detail. We're going back. We're fast forwarding forward. We're rewinding back. And so go ahead and shoot that. So Don Wells on here says the first thing he thought of when he realized his daughter was missing is that she was abducted. That was his very first thought. My question is with that, all that greenery, all that trees, all that whole vast land, your first inclination would be that she was abducted? Not that she was lost, not that she went out and played and fell asleep somewhere, you know, in a tree, something. Your first thought was she was abducted. And he says that multiple times, that that's his first thought, is that she was abducted. My question is that would have been my first thought, first and foremost. Secondly, why would that have been his first thought? Was he threatened by somebody that he owed maybe money to, that if he didn't pony up, something would happen to his family? If he didn't owe any money, why would that be his first thought? The wife, Candace, has failed and actually got up out of the interrogation with the human lie detectors. The two gentlemen that were there, you know, reading body language and everything else like that, which was a little suspicious because, you know, you're here to try to find answers for your daughter, and especially if you think she was abducted, your first thing would be, you know, selflessness. You're not worried about yourself. You throw everything on the table to save your child, and somebody asks the tough question, and you break down and get up and don't want to talk about it and take your microphone off. This is not conduct of people that had nothing to do or don't know anything. Secondly, it was apparent that Don Wells may have been at work during the time. So why is the wife half, Candace, so upset about stuff? To me, just this little bit I've previewed thus far, I believe she knows a hell of a lot more than she's saying she knows. I think Don now knows that she may have been involved, and that's why he's having some body language, eye blinking pattern issues. But if he was not there at the time she disappeared, I think the mom knows exactly what happened to Summer Wells.
Summer Wells went missing on June 15th, 2021. She disappeared from her home at 110 Ben Hill Road in Hawkins County. On her 2-year milestone, we placed this banner on the side of the road. Since she went missing, she hasn't been heard or seen from again. While I was visiting the area, I saw Don Wells working on his truck and asked him if he'd come down and speak to me, which he did. Don Wells and I had a conversation about his daughter Summer Wells and information related to her disappearance. Don Wells maintains that somebody came on the property and took his daughter away. He still believes after all this time she has been abducted. His family came under heavy scrutiny, but they've maintained their innocence. One thing Don Wells told me is that they have no new leads into anybody that could have been responsible or is responsible for the disappearance of his daughter Summer Wells. Many people across this country want to know what happened to Summer Wells. Where is Summer? If you have any information related to the disappearance of Summer Wells, you are asked to call 1-800-TBI-FIND.
Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Hate this. I got it, guys. I got it. I don't know why it does that. So I just spent a few minutes saying, I'm just saying good morning, everybody, that today is not really the happiest day. I'm not really in the great mood that I should be in this wonderful morning because of the situation surrounding Allie as well as Summer Wells. Because we wouldn't know Hunter or Allie had it not been for the Summer Wells case. And it's just been it's been difficult going through this because many don't know that I spoke to Allie a lot, during this time frame when we were covering the Summer Wells case. We have some I have one of those private communications. I did have permission to share it back in the day, which we did share it. And obviously it probably went to the wayside or people didn't hear it. And I was a very strong advocate for Allie. I thought she was treated very unfairly. This is when we had all these boneheads in this case really trying to thwart the investigation into Summer Wells for the benefit of her parents. And I never quite understood that. But as we embarked on this journey of the Summer Wells case, we learned a lot. And we're going to be sharing some of that with you. Some of the stuff I haven't shown. I'm going to be showing the interview in its entirety. Allie and her family were one of the first people that we ever interviewed going into Rogersville, Tennessee. This was kind of when we were a little more brazen. We just kind of went to a location, popped out of a car, and literally started recording. And that strategy will be used again. It's just at the time I use specific strategies for specific cases. I have a lot of tools at my disposal that I use in these cases, not just to bring them to you in a journalistic aspect, but also while I'm investigating it in a journalistic aspect. Summer Wells, as many know, we are a victim-based channel, so Summer Wells is who we've been advocating for. We talked to a lot of people and we interviewed a lot of people. Without further ado, I'm going to let you see the interview, the very first interview that we had. Well, let me just go through here just real quick. I'm just a little off this morning because believe it or not, this is really hurting me. It's really sad for me to know that Allie is not going to be here. And it's hard because, again, I did know her. Was she a perfect person? Of course not. None of us are. But she was a mom and she cared about her kid. She cared about her kid. She has kids, but I'm talking about Hunter because Hunter was never the same again after this day. Okay. And that's what a lot of people don't realize is what we're hearing now is not what we heard back then. So it's time to get back to the reality of the Summer Wells case and not this fictitious notion that they went to Burger King or something nefarious didn't happen that day. There's something happened that day, whether Hunter knew about it or not. And we're going to go through this case, and it is starting to get to me because I know Allie wanted justice for this little girl, and it's breaking my heart that she's probably not going to see it. And it is upsetting to me. It is very, very, very upsetting to me. So with that being said, Sweet Misery, thank you for being here. Jules, good morning. It's nice to see you here. MJ, Darcy, it's nice to see you as well. Angie, Van Lady, November Rain, good morning. Good morning, Stacy. It's nice to see you. The Real Me Too, TL. I don't know if I said good morning to you, MJ. I know you're in the house and I may have missed you. Steffers is in here this morning. It's nice to see you, my beautiful coffee bean. TLC is me. Ashley's World, Cool Gamer. Nanny, it's nice to see you. I see you. Elfig. Elfig always sends me she sent me a really nice spiritual message yesterday. I always appreciate those. Pebbles, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to scroll through here. James, it's nice to see you as well. I'm just going to kind of briefly scroll here. Stevie's mom. We have Angela in the house. It's nice to see you. Anybody else that I happen to miss? There was a lot of messages in the chat. If I happen to miss you, this is just a big blanket. Good morning, Susie Sue. I see you. BZ Collecting, I see you as well. Sheila, good morning. Skittles Crime Show, it's nice to see you. Courtney Dawn, it's nice to see you as well. Michelle, good morning. So good morning. If I missed you, I'm really sorry. You are part of the family. You're here once and then that's it, right? That's it. You're hooked. So before we start, I just want to pay tribute to her. This is a song that meant something to me. I'm going to play it. We're just going to take a few moments to give Allie some respect. But before we do, I did prepare a prayer for those that would like to participate. I realize that there's a lot of people that come to our show that maybe atheists or others, we're kind of Christian based here. So if you don't want to participate, please don't. I don't want to offend anybody. But I am a Christian and I want to pray. And that's kind of what I do when I don't know what else to do. So I did take the time to, write a prayer for her. So for those that would like to participate, if you'd like to bow your heads, please do so. And then we're going to take about 3 minutes just to listen to some music in honor of her. Gracious Father, your holy word tells us that our time here are in your hands. Hear our prayers for Allie, Hunter, and their family as Allie nears the end of her earthly life. Comfort them with your gracious promise of forgiveness of sins, the resurrection of the body, and the life everlasting. Through Jesus Christ, our Lord. Receive her into your kingdom that you have mercifully prepared for her. Graciously release her, O Lord, and comfort her eternally. Through your dear Son, our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
You say I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face, got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you break your back to make me feel again. So redemption ever came. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread with the angels. Fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone. So save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break. Swear I didn't mean to make them break. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You'll break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again. Lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came.
Thank you guys for taking the time to honor Allie. We know that she is not gone yet, okay? And while we pray for healing and we pray for hope, you know, coming from a medical background, you know, I've got family. This is not good. She's not married either. So people don't understand the legality of it, which basically means if you're not married and somebody, even if you have adult children and stuff like that, even under 8, there's nobody there to stop and fight or that has authority to really fight to keep you on life support. And the hospital will take you off. They don't need permission. So a lot of people don't understand that. And while, you know, I'm pretty sure doctors have informed this family what's going on. The brain is almost an elusive thing, right? Some things affect somebody's brain differently than it affects somebody else's. Lack of oxygen is never good. And even if she does survive this, you know, even if she's living, I don't think you guys understand what brain dead looks like. For those of us in here that have had the displeasure of seeing it, it's not pretty. Okay, so just let's pray for Allie. Again, I thought she was felt treated so unfairly when she was just trying to help find answers for Summer Wells. I do want to share with you guys before I go into the first video. And again, this is going to be about a 30-minute video. Not this one that I'm about to play, but the other one is going to be about a 30-minute video. And it's the unedited, raw footage of my first time meeting this woman. And, you know, it's kind of interesting that her and I had, you know, managed to, anyways, without further ado.
And, you know, and I even said that on one of my lives, I think it was either this morning or yesterday morning. I said, you know, everybody's being so happy that Jose came out. I said, but you know what? Shame on YouTube, because when Allie came out, you guys brutalized that woman. That was not right nor fair.
Get out of here.
Right. Get out of here, that garbage.
It's a good thing I didn't hear it, because if I'd heard it, I'd have called Andrew myself.
Oh, I know. But listen to this. Andrew was going off. I think his friend Sam, Andrew and Sam were going off on Benny. Apparently somebody was saying something in Benny's chat, and they just about, it was yesterday. I had to get off because I don't like getting sucked into the drama. And I kept telling Andrew, I'm like, Andrew, don't get sucked into it. Don't get sucked. It's easy to get sucked into it. Stay focused. And he was fit to be tied. He was just fit to be tied, and he's wanting blood. He's wanting Benny blood.
And then Benny's like, oh, well, Hunter, everyone 1 did not remove from his mother's care, blah, blah, blah. And I went off on him for that one. I said, what the hell are you doing? Like, keep your fucking mouth shut when it comes on.
Right. If they think it, they believe it's true. That's what I found out. Because I mean, people are, I just came back from South Carolina and I was out there for a leisurely time, and some creator is out there saying, oh, she took her subs money for her vacation. I'm like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
I know. You were in Tennessee about a month ago, weren't you?
Yeah, we were in Tennessee. Well, it was a couple months. It was back in January, mid-January. We were in Tennessee, and we came by and saw you. And that was. But I've been traveling everywhere. I've been to
No.
Louisiana.
You wanna know why?
Why?
Because I heard you on the phone.
Yeah.
At my boyfriend's store. For asking the guy behind the counter about the vapes.
Yes.
And everything. That was my boyfriend. And I heard your voice. And I looked at Leslie and I said, I know that voice. I know that woman. That is Bullhorn Betty.
Yep, it was me. Oh, because I was getting my jewels. Yep. That was me.
So, there was a lot of conversations that I had. That was one that I had permission to share. And I did upload that to the channel. That was one I pulled off the channel and downloaded. I'm pretty sure I did. But, again, we had conversations. We made multiple tours out here. This lady was trying to help find out what happened to Summer. She loved Summer Wells. And she knew her son was never the same again. So before we start going back and going into the case, I'm going to show you what gave law enforcement heartburn. What gave law enforcement heartburn around this country. Before we get into the first time I met Allie. This is the one right here. Law enforcement changed their rules and protocols after this one.
NDRAGRIFFIN, aka Bullhorn Betty.
All right, so you brought Bullhorn?
I brought the Bullhorn.
Yeah. Did you guys get to use it?
No, I did not use it on this
trip.
On this trip. So we strategize before we come here. So we always bring the tools necessary to do whatever strategy we decide on to execute. And the Bullhorn was not one that we chose to use on this trip. We are starting to work on planning another trip and very well may use it.
Talk to me about going to the Wells property today. What was that like the first day I saw it, and what did you think?
Well, we actually went to the property yesterday for the first time. And while we were at that property yesterday, I think we were expecting to see like trails up to the house that somebody could easily access, their property at the top of the mountain. I think that's really primarily what we were looking for, and we couldn't find it. We come here with an open mind. We already have some ideas. We've already discussed as a team all the possibilities of what could have happened in this case. And we try to either prove or eliminate those things. So in this case, we were, in our opinion, able to eliminate fairly quickly the idea that some stranger just walked up on their property and snatched a kid off of it, just up the mountain. So now it goes on to the next thing. Well, what could have happened? Was there somebody else on the property that could have taken the child with them off the property? Was there foul play involved? Was there an accident? A number of things. In this case, we still have a lot of plausible things that could have happened. We still have a lot of elimination to do. What I can tell you is that law enforcement has been very kind to us here, but they haven't been able to solve the case in 6 months. And that has caused, a ripple across the nation. They want to know what's going on with this little girl. We haven't been contacted just by people in this area. We have been contacted by people around the nation that is following this case.
Tell me about dealing with Wells. You got to interact with law enforcement while you're here. You got to interact with the family while you're here, and you've got to interact with some of the ancillary people that are hanging around this case. What was that like? What were the Wells like? What were their friends like?
Well, Don Wells was, to say the least, a little scattered. Some of the things he said to us in telephone interviews were a little peculiar. Primarily, we're here for a 5-year-old girl, his daughter. At some point, he's talking about deaths in North Korea. I'm sorry, but deaths in North Korea is not what I came from Florida to help with. I came to help find his daughter and find out what happened to Summer Wells.
Tell me about social media. Tell me about this I guess realm of investigations that is occurring. And how does that help get these cases solved or apply pressure?
Sure. So, over the years, as social media has become just an open market of, free processes, free ideas, a lot of people, like web sleuths and stuff like that are very good at what they do. This has opened up almost like a niche market for crime solving, because you have all these people doing all this investigative work that the law enforcement doesn't necessarily have to do.
This is what gives them heartburn.
Over to them. Does it help? I absolutely believe it does. What I find most helpful when we're in, say, a county or a city, is that people do open up to us. People that wouldn't normally open up to law enforcement because they're scared. They may be doing illegal activities themselves and don't want to be involved. Having a normal person to speak to that they can relate to, that they can feel the vibe that we're here to help. They don't mind using us as the conduit to get the information to law enforcement.
And there's a lack of reporting in this case. We discussed it. The media, the general media, us, is not covering it enough. We don't have national outlets here. The second television station in town isn't covering it.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Like, what do you think when you see us in our response? I mean, is this...
Well, quite frankly, if we didn't do what we do on social media, you probably wouldn't be here right now. So, we do bring spotlights to cases. We are effective in our means. There's been a time just recently, I was in Florida in Pasco County. Kathleen Moore, a young Black woman, disappeared, and we went out there. There was no media anywhere. So I was able to get out on the streets. I was able to start tagging some media outlets and start calling them out. Next thing you know, you got Bay News 9 coming in, you got WFLA, because now they're looking embarrassed. Why are you in front of Gabby Petito's house nonstop? But here we have a young Black woman, a couple counties over, a few counties over, and no media attention whatsoever. You can use that for your leverage, and any leverage I can use, whether I like what's coming out of my mouth, if it's leverage that I can pull people in, I will use it.
I guess what you're criticized for is also your strength. I mean, you can call out the media, the law enforcement, the community, the family. You have carte blanche, really. I mean, do you have that sense, and do you use that to empower you?
We are very strategic in what we do. And so we may choose to deploy different strategies in calling things out, such as law enforcement. We have done that in the past. We back the blue. I just want to make sure everybody knows that. We really do. We love law enforcement. However, they're human. And I think this idea that our community feels that they're subhuman, like they don't make mistakes, is just wrong. They do make mistakes. And we kind of help guide them in a way, not to take away from them. They do fabulous work, but they do make mistakes. For example, we found a water bottle. Olivia found a water bottle while we were searching the woods in the Bryan Laundrie case. It ended up being Gabby Petito's. For example, we were told at Kathleen Moore's that the immediate area had been searched. However, we were behind his house. We got on social media and said, this is where they need to search. Lo and behold, a day later, 2 doors down in that same area, Kathleen Moore's body was found.
So, this idea that law enforcement does it right 100% all the time is incorrect. They do need some help. They can't do it all themselves.
Perfect.
So that is
Good job, Andrew.
that is the interview that gave law enforcement heartburn. Okay, I won't lie. Right? Law enforcement doesn't like private citizens monkeying in their business. Like I say, when I talk about police off the cuff, probably loads people like me. But hey, you know what? We love him because we love the law enforcement perspective, right? So you guys get Bullhorn Betty's perspective. We do great work. We go out there. We with this case, we kicked in the front doors and said, hello, we're here. This really was the case that we pulled out all the stops on to get the answers to find out what had truly happened to Summer Wells. We did things that in some cases, I don't want to say barbaric, but they were very controversial actions. And this is going to be one of them. This is the video. This is the first time I met Allie. Guys, I'm hoping that this runs without any hitches. But, I don't know, but it's a half hour long, but I want you guys to see it fully unedited. There's a lot of people talking, a lot of people recording. It is a hot mess out there. So you're just going to have to try to listen and grab what you can. In your downtime, go back through this live and re-listen to it, right? I'm not going to stop it. I'm going to let it play completely through in its entirety, okay? Just FYI. Yep, wrong one. Try it. Let's try it again. There we go.
Hi, how are you guys?
It's Allison.
Allison, how are you? God bless you. How are you?
Come to Mom. How are you?
She's going through a lot.
I bet.
She's going through a lot.
Well, we did talk to Dawn last night. But more importantly, more importantly, I will tell you this. We talked to their neighbors.
They don't have nothing good to say about it.
No, actually, they said a lot.
They said a lot.
They said a lot.
Oh my gosh.
And one of them said something very upsetting.
Listen, I tried to help the woman. Sherry, just stop. And,
yeah, you ain't gotta worry about
you just shut up. You're
yeah.
dead anyway.
I don't care.
I mean, like, would you try to help the woman? Like,
No. That's not what Don's saying. That's what people on the Summer Wells side is saying. Is that she said that you're really Sherry, that she's really Leslie.
Did you see it?
And then I'm like, no, that's not the case. And they're like, how do you know? Do you know this family? Yeah, bitch, like over 20 years. Yeah, I know this family.
My kids are attached to dogs. My granddaughters are animal lovers.
The lady you're seeing on the screen, that's Allie right there. The lady that right there is that's Allie's mom, Sherry.
All the way around.
Candy. Give Summer drugs and alcohol.
I know alcohol.
What do you think? Why? What was the intention?
Did Don?
Because they want to blame Hunter.
Don gave Candace drugs.
I honestly think that they can just, it's really basic.
The boys too.
Take one word, switch it around, and make it something
Oh,
completely different.
absolutely.
And I think that was the case, is that they changed one word out and made it something completely different.
Someone was sexually molested by the family. I mean, because we're hearing rumors. You did. By who? Don?
It's a battle. You've been through it. You've been through a lot. I know. I watched it. I was like,
wow.
Yeah.
So do you feel?
But this
What do you feel happened to?
said that he wasn't going to put it on. It could be TV or Facebook, and he did. Where she wanted to ask for a piece of candy.
If you signed something saying that he couldn't have, then you could have done something.
That day.
No, he
Probably
just said
had filled out, and
no, he wasn't going to put
it was a piece of
I've heard a
candy.
lot of negative things about Chris.
Oh, ate pills.
And then he called then he sent me a text message one night. And it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. He goes, I came over at 2 a.m. to check on you guys, and you guys weren't home.
Crate?
They were sleeping. Stupid.
Yep, and then whatchamacallit there, Jeffrey Dunham, he put my son's address out here.
That's crazy.
No.
Yeah, that's crazy. 'Cause
No,
you gotta protect.
I mean,
protect
Shirley
people.
Dunham.
I'm Allison's brother. Oh, they tried to come and I'm her mother.
Didn't that Hunter?
Take Hunter.
Sherry, yeah, how are you?
Yeah.
They put it out there. Is Hunter okay?
Who put it out there?
Can I ask you something? This is gonna probably upset you, and I'm so sorry. I don't mean, that's not my intention whatsoever. It really isn't. And I just wanna find out, what your thoughts are. I hate even having to ask you this, but with him going to the watering hole with Candace and her giving him alcohol, do you think that she did something with him?
No, not with him. But I think her and her mother did something.
You don't
Summer.
think so?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Candace was sexually probably did do something to Hunter. I
No,
don't
she
give a
did
shit.
not.
Bullshit.
Because the
I'm with
neighbor
Sherry.
was saying that they
There
thought
was signs there. I didn't like
have
it.
enough
I warned
problems
them.
as it is.
I bet
No,
the
no,
fuck
no, no,
that
no.
I'm the great
Yeah,
grandmother.
it was not
There's
sexual.
denial.
No,
but the truth hurts.
I think they were.
I'm going inside
I
before
think they were too because she gave him alcohol and shit, and the kid didn't know what was going on, and.
Because that was the sentiments of the neighbors there, that she was a sexual deviant. And so that's the only reason. I didn't mean to upset you, Kim. I didn't. But that was the reason I was asking that.
It bothers me too.
He used to make her
I
mistake. I
we all
didn't
went,
know her
oh
name
my
was
God,
Allie. I
like
used to
that.
call her
Yeah.
Kim.
Right at the car. She came right up
Correct
at
me.
my house.
When she calms down, she'll come back out and talk to us.
She was
Okay.
I don't think she ever went to plant
It's really
flowers.
messed up.
I don't know. No one
Yeah.
could witness that she was out there planting flowers.
A lot of
I
it
think
has to
she
do with
suffered
them.
a secondhand drowning.
I agree.
When Hunter, everyone's like it's shallow. There's no way she could have drowned. She could have slipped on a rock that was covered with algae and went
It
under.
doesn't
She's
take
fine.
long. People think that this is what people think. They think that when somebody goes under, that if they're not under very long, it matters about how much water you get in your lungs,
Right.
and you can
she
get
was a
water in your
little
lungs in
girl,
seconds.
malnourished at best.
Yeah.
And what's to say she didn't hit her head?
Yeah.
How long was she under before Hunter realized that she was underwater?
Yeah.
Why didn't Candace?
15.
Yeah.
I very
certain
much
things I
believe
didn't like,
that
so I
these children were unsupervised
Oh, yeah.
in lots of places. We were also told by the same neighbor that these children got a bath maybe once a week.
You
If
got
you're
that
lucky.
right. If you're lucky. And the father would take the little girl in the shower and brought her downstairs to go to sleep one night naked, no diaper, no nothing.
That's ridiculous. Like Ryan won't even give Addie a bath. Like
I'm sorry.
too many things can be said anymore.
Yeah.
So like my daughter's father won't even give her a bath because
Yeah, but when I was growing, that's what I tell people.
You guys, I would not stop this in the middle of the interview. I lied to you, and I apologize for lying, but this goes right into a conversation that was going on one of these channels, saying that these kids were well taken care for, they were clean, because it comes down to the clothing. The clothing. And I was talking about that. I think it was on Dolly's channel. I think it was just recently in the last few days. I've only been on Dolly's channel like 2 times over, and one of them was over the Summer Wells case. And one of the conversations that I had was, all these outfits that Summer Wells, you couldn't even get this woman to give these kids a freaking bath. How in the hell did she change her clothes 3 different times that day? It does not make sense. It does not make sense. It does not bode with the evidence. It does not bode with the past behavior of Candace. This lady did not shower. She went days without showers. We had Don. I've got Don on an interview with me telling me how his wife does not take showers, and that how he has to take showers with his kids. He just throws them all in the tub and showers with them. And he even said that the boys and him would shower with Summer. And Marissa was on the phone. She was with us all at that time. And she goes, well, that must be a big shower. And you know what he said? No, actually, it's kind of small. And you got a little girl that's coming up to what height? In a shower with 4 boys? Or at least 2 of the boys, because I don't know if the oldest one was there. But that's what he said. He said that himself out of his own mouth. His wife does not take showers. They're saying that she doesn't take showers and the kids are never clean. So I don't know where all of a sudden this, how clean she is. I don't know if you guys seen her house. This lady's not a clean person. And Hunter's saying that she does laundry. This lady, I'm telling you, these kids have gone to school with dirty clothes before. Okay? You don't have to believe me. I'm not here for your belief. I'm here to bring you guys the information you need to hear and see. These people aren't good. That's all I can say. They're not good.
When I was growing up, nobody thought anything of it, but with all this...
It was a rarity. It was news then.
Yeah.
Now, if you go a day without hearing it, it's news.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Can somebody go get Kim and just tell her I'm sorry? I wasn't trying. I don't think she was out at it. Yeah, she was at her mom.
Sherry, that's what you.
Yeah. I just would like to get some other questions.
Are people coming to harass you? Or no?
No, but they say they do it to her on her phone.
Oh, that's not fair.
She was at a football game watching her daughter cheerlead with her daughter's boyfriend, and somebody took a picture of her and posted on Facebook like she can't be happy that her daughter is cheerleading.
Right.
Like she's supposed to say inside that somebody.
But she has nothing to do with this. She's
Hunter's mom.
But this whole situation, you guys are still victims of this. This is not, you know what I'm saying? You're not.
She's Hunter's mom. That's enough for people have such a simple mindset.
Yeah.
People think that Hunter did something. Hunter saved the little girl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My question is, and I just want to know who's seen her planting flowers with her mom and her grandmother.
Right, but I find it odd. I personally find it odd that they constantly go to that flower bed to justify why that was there, and it just kind of gives me the EBGBs about it.
Yeah.
Would you mind going and getting Kim so we can just?
Allie.
Oh, is her name Allie?
Yeah.
Sorry, Allie. I don't know what did I call her Kim? I'm sorry. Thank you.
We saw it.
Again, first time I met Allie. And her and I
this beautiful bedroom
continued our conversations and our friendships. I know. I called her Kim. I like I said,
her bedroom looked like a dungeon. Looked like an absolute dungeon. Okay. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. I really didn't.
The case, you didn't upset her, and the case kind of just gets her,
Oh, I can only imagine.
But you have to understand, many people think like that, Allie, and it's not Hunter's fault.
And Allie, you guys are victims too.
Allie,
I just wanted you to know that you guys are victims of this nonsense too, and you don't deserve what's going on at all.
She's mad at me, Mom.
I'm Molly Golightly, and I have one of the biggest voices in the YouTube community. If there's anything that you want to say, please say it. Just say it now, and I promise that message will be heard loud and clear.
Don was on mother and grandmother knows where that baby is.
Yeah. Yes, I think we all agree. I think we all.
Don was on YouTube the other night.
A lady text messaged me on Facebook. She even went through some of my friends' list, and she got a hold of my sister in New York and everything. Don was on Facebook, and he said, YouTube, and he said that my 12-year-old daughter even said her name and what we call her.
I heard it. Has a badass body.
Has a body from fucking hell.
We just I just heard that this morning, and we were just talking about how disgusting that was. I just heard that today. My mouth fell open.
What was your thought when you heard that? You were like,
fucking sick motherfucker, something needs to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we can catch charges. That's it. No grown ass man needs to be talking about a 12-year-old like that.
Yeah.
And I know that he also even gave
great father of the year for all the people that backed Don Wells.
He gave my grandkids alcohol and did something. But she just stopped. No,
Donnie,
I'm okay.
your grandkids? What did Donnie do to your grandkids?
Yeah, we're sorry.
When we used to hang up there, and they used to stay the night, but I stayed the night once up there, didn't like it, and didn't. But the kids, I thought she was supposed to be a fun.
See, I didn't hear that, but I heard that.
Did they get bruises on them?
We know what hard. Well, they have bruises, but they said that the kids were always all going around.
But yeah, she's going to be pregnant if she's not already. If she's not already. Some bull. Yeah.
Said to her, Tim, how old is she? And he goes, 12.
No.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
What about you said about 70? That You have a 5-year-old daughter, and she's in a mental institution.
I don't have a 5-year-old daughter.
It's my great
But
grandchild
when
that she has
CPS
custody
went to
of.
go and
That is in a mental institution, and she's been there since March.
oh yeah, she ain't getting out anytime soon. But when Jeremy sat there and put my address on YouTube Live.
What kind of drug? What would it be?
I have to sit on the porch.
I know
well,
weed.
not now, but in the summer,
I don't
and
know
I
if it's
watch.
Yeah, you have to.
What about
all these people go?
But you guys are lucky. You guys do have a nice little park here.
And,
Her
for
mother's
kids.
name was Candace
They
too.
sit over there.
Yeah, I
and
don't
watch.
like her. I
Why?
think my kids
This
can't even
house.
have a life. Like,
You see her do drugs ever?
no, she just popped the pills. Her
So you're
pills.
being harassed
Did
just
you
because you're
ever
on
see
his
her
mom.
hit any children?
See,
My son was in school. He was getting
That-
harassed
they
every
know
day
that's
from
when
kids in
she's going
school.
So locals are harassed.
But I
And
heard
people on the
that she
internet.
did hit him.
Did you hear that?
The kid, her kid. I don't get on my Facebook. Like,
Yeah.
my kid.
But I just want to let you guys know, you guys are victims of this nonsense too, and you know,
I think
we
she was
do
involved
care
with
about you guys, you know, and we're sorry everything's going
The
going on.
grandmother.
It's not fair. It just
That little
isn't.
girl is buried on their property.
That's
I-
what we've
I
been
swear
saying
to
too.
God
You guys,
that-
I'm telling you guys, we are all on the same page.
Why else won't
Allie.
anyone? Why won't they let any authorities on
How
that
many-
property to search?
Don't they owe like
If it was my
40
kid,
acres?
I'd be like, have at it, people.
Yeah, if you got nothing to
Matter of
hide, just
fact, we put no trespassing signs all over the
All over.
trees
Yeah.
around the
Yeah.
house. Oh, this is
Yeah.
under surveillance, trespassing. No one can come on my
Yeah.
property. He doesn't even want packages going up to his thing. He has a
Nope.
drum at the as a driveway at 110.
That's garbage.
Yeah.
And
he
why
doesn't
was the
want
grandmother
anybody.
allowed to leave state
Yeah. And why
under
was
a
she
federal
allowed-
criminal investigation?
grandmother
no, they're not
left
allowed to. None of them are allowed to
She
leave
was
the
I
state.
knew she
Michigan.
wasn't allowed, but I remember she took off because she didn't want to answer questions because she's been through
Then
this
she came
before.
back. Candace's
Yeah.
mother, Candace.
And
her
daughter,
daughter,
Grandis.
Rosemary Blythe.
that's what they call her, Grandis.
Candace's sister
Went missing.
went missing, and I know where that girl's buried because they told me a story one night that where they used to live, it was a cement driveway. Her kids were 3 and 4 and said, "Mommy's there, Mommy's there." Why didn't they ever?
Where would that be?
Like
Like, where was that at?
Wisconsin or whatever.
In
Wisconsin. That's
Yeah,
probably why
wherever.
she's gone from Wisconsin.
Kansas got really drunk one night and said my sister was supposed to meet someone at a bar, her friends, and
Yep.
she never made it. That's
Yeah.
Who would have been responsible for her sister's death, the mom or Candace?
Both probably, or Candace anyway, because I know Candace didn't.
Which
get
one?
it. The daughter.
Okay.
You think CPS should ever put the boys back?
No,
in the house?
no, not at all.
Sorry.
Please,
Nope.
no.
And that's
No,
coming from a
I
mother.
appreciate
Yeah.
your passion.
No.
It
And that's
seems like
coming
you
from a
know,
mother.
and you know.
Those kids come here in the summer before summer died. They're filthy, and so is the mother. They didn't.
The
They didn't
littlest
ever
one,
cook dinner.
wait a
They
minute.
always ate frozen pizza and whatever else.
The little one, Waylon, he showed up here and he had a 3rd-degree burn on his arm.
Oh wit a minute, yeah, on a wood stove down
On a
there
wood
in the
stove.
basement.
Yeah.
She
Not
showed
here.
me that.
Not here.
he
A
got
wood
up there and
stove down in the
took him to
basement where
hospital.
Candace or Summer
Was
slept?
missing,
Yeah. Where they all slept. The
They
boys
all
that-
slept
and-
down there.
All the kids slept down in that
there.
basement?
The
All in
ba-
one room?
Yeah.
Summer slept with mommy and daddy in the bed. They didn't even have a door on the bathroom. But
No.
now they do because
No.
welfare says she has to have one.
They sectioned that whole part off.
Yeah, they sectioned that off.
Did they? Yep.
Yeah.
That
'Cause
was
we
when,
went up
Chris
there-
Chris, whatever his name is, there. When he did her interview with her, she took him through her nasty house.
Because when she
They
got
put
her
up a
taxes,
wall
she
for the
came
bathroom
down to
and
my
everything,
house and
and-
wanted me to go out with her. So I went and I said, she wanted us to go up and visit, but the kids wanted to see the dogs. And so I only did it for the kids' sake, and that's when she had the bathroom petitioned off. But
still can't
It's sad. It's sad, and we want answers. I mean,
I know.
we want answers.
So do we.
I want answers. I want to know what happened to her.
Yeah.
want
Because she was
that
over here. You guys loved
mother
her. And
They
the
dropped her like
grandmother
she was our
to
own.
tell.
Yeah.
They
I
should I grill tried to them
help with
people.
the kids
I'm
and
sorry.
everything.
Yeah.
I let them spend the
My
night at
two
my house,
oldest.
gave them a fully cooked meal. They would
They
take
loved her like
showers.
their own little sister. Like,
Yeah.
TBI speak to you?
Yeah.
What'd they say? Like, what were they asking?
They
just went over the
that day it would happen?
Yeah.
They wouldn't tell us anything.
They wouldn't tell us nothing, but
How many TBI came?
the first time it was,
Bobby was here.
well, that was later on that night. That was,
Bobby's a police guy.
let's see, the first time they came over, there was 2. And then I got another phone call. And they came back.
Yeah, that was late.
No, that was when I was getting ready to go to work, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Leslie was here, she had to leave and go to work. And they were gonna point me for that day, and she said, don't you dare. And then I was gonna go to work, Mom was gonna bring me, and late. And they came back.
And then that guy that tried to kidnap Hunter.
Yep. And then
What? Hunter.
Jeremy, Duggan.
Yeah. Yeah,
He worked with bikers
Alabama.
against, no, Georgia. He,
Bikers against trafficking, human trafficking?
yeah. And then child abuse. And
So why did he try to kidnap Hunter?
Hunter's father had reached out to him, I guess.
Here.
And was concerned for my son's safety.
Because of this welding.
But he didn't care until...
It's freezing out there.
He didn't care until there was a reward out for summer. And then him and Jeremy came up with an idea to come up and get Hunter. And I was at the football field when I read it on Facebook, plain as day. Jeremy Duggan left the thing saying that his name and everything. He had a transfer order to transfer my child from Tennessee to New York. I panicked. I went to the police department. They told me if anyone shows up, call them. They'd be right over.
Now they
Well, no one
like
showed up
40
that night.
acres of land.
So I went to work. Grandma was here with the kids.
11, well, I think there's more than that.
Grandma was here with the kids.
One time she said that
I'm on my lunch break.
They owned over.
And I get
30
my phone's going
acres of land.
ballistic.
We were
I mean
on
ballistic.
a couple
I got
different
people
parts where
calling
they
me.
used to ride the boys used to ride.
Hunter
the
just sent me a
dirt bikes.
snapshot of this. They're on their way.
There's a
They're
lot
on
of
their way.
wood. There's a big old
I didn't even
garage
clock out
in
from
there.
work. I said I got a family emergency. Bye.
What about that shed at the bottom of their hill? What is
Called
that?
Grandma up. So listen,
That
someone's coming to
one
get you and
at the
Hunter.
bottom of the hill. I
Get
never
in the
been
car.
that one.
You're going to a safe location.
What if you go down the road a little bit?
That's got to be nerve-wracking for you guys.
For those that are just tuning in, so Allie had a medical situation that cut off oxygen to her brain. And she's been in an ICU, and there was some, in my opinion, I don't think it was, it may have been nefarious. We'll have a discussion about it, but it sounds like she's brain dead and on life support. So there's been a lot of rumors going around that she's already gone. In part she is, because again, she's brain dead, and it's only going to be a matter of time before they're going to eventually have to take her off that life support. So there was a lot of people that were trying to get Andrew down to support his son. And then people found out that she has not yet, fully passed away. She's still being kept alive by artificial means. And, so I don't really know what's going on with this. I know there's a lot of people trying to pull resources to get Andrew to his son. But, again, I believe things will happen the way they are. If he's supposed to be with his son, he will be with his son. But I, reviewed the information, and I don't want to allege one way or the other, because this situation is a grave situation. Okay, period. It's a grave situation, no matter how you look at it, whether she's still being kept alive artificially or not. It sounds to me like she's gone. And as hard as that is, I mean, it's hard for me because I knew Allie. I liked Allie. I felt bad for Allie, and I stuck up for Allie on this channel because I felt she was being unfairly treated. So this does hurt me personally. Okay, I am feeling I'm feeling grief over this news personally. Okay. But I also want people to understand that Allie, she wanted answers for summer. She came under a lot of heavy scrutiny to try to find those answers. And, people, in all fairness with Hunter, I believe he no matter what's coming out of his mouth right now, I believe he witnessed a traumatic event. His mother told me multiple times that he has never been the same since he came back from that one specific trip. This is something she's told me over and over again, multiple times during multiple different dates and times. So not something that was just, right then and right there. She says he's acting odd. No, this is something she's had to deal with since that day. And she let us know again, multiple times. So I understand trauma. Yeah, I've dealt with trauma myself. I've lived through trauma. Many of you guys have lived through trauma. Some of you guys forget the trauma. Your brain has a coping mechanism in it that when trauma happens, and it's so great, your body has a way of fixing itself, and by way of removing certain memories the way that they were. So if we were to take that and apply that to Hunter, then maybe Hunter may, at this point, he may be going off of stuff he heard now as opposed to what he knows, because depending on how extensive that trauma is and how much he forgot, how many details he forgot, could affect him. We've talked about my personal journey and how I remember everything. And my sister that grew up with me, she had this coping mechanism that happened to her, and she doesn't remember really our elementary school, our middle school. She vaguely remembers our high school, and all those memories for my sister are very faint, very foggy, and some just completely gone out of her recollection completely. And so I understand this a little bit more, and I don't know if Hunter is intentionally misrepresenting information. I have to think he's not. And I have to think that interview with Chris was closer to the time that these events happened, that would be more of a truthful statement, not truthful, more accurate. I want to say accurate because I don't want to pin truth or lying on a kid that has been through some traumatic events. I truly believe he's been through traumatic events. I know that again because Allie said so, and we're going to be most likely hearing that. We're somewhat through this. We're about 18 minutes through this interview. I don't even know if we want to call it an interview. It was basically a roadside conversation. Like we're out there on the sidewalk and just basically talking about the situation. Yes, PTSD. I really do think there's something going on because I've had conversations with Allie at length, private conversations with her at length. So I don't want to say Hunter is lying. I just don't. I'm not prepared to say that because I don't believe he is. I believe his brain's playing tricks on him in some of these situations, if that makes sense. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna put this
That's where they used to ride the dirt bikes.
Like I said, I'd sit on the porch. I didn't care about the housework. I'd sit on the porch. Anybody comes near there,
it was just,
And so.
And the kids would wander off.
We all met up at the secret location. First, I went to the Kingsport City Police Department. Told everyone there. They said we don't want to know where anyone's at because you don't know who's watching.
I agree, Linda Lou. We're going to discuss Andrew a little bit.
They said if they
my
show
assessment.
Up, we told them not to show up because they called them. Told them they were coming. That we were that they would get in trouble. So me and Leslie came here. We changed clothes because we were going to go swimming. And the cops wanted us to check out the area. We came here and got ready. Back again, I'm on the phone telling everyone stay put.
Yeah.
And 5 seconds later, the white truck from Georgia showed up. They beeped their horn. They wanted my son to climb out his bedroom window, leave some of his stuff on the side of the house, and get in the car and leave with him. They're going to bring him to his father's. No. He ain't taking my kid nowhere. Me, Leslie, and her husband met Jeremy Duggan right here on my porch, toe to toe. And that was not nice.
So they actually made contact with your son without your knowledge.
Oh yeah.
Wow. And convinced him to meet them?
No, he was scared.
Oh, and he let you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he let everyone know. He was taking screenshots of everything. He gave us all of his online information, and
Wow. That
If you
seems
guys had a
dangerous.
message for Don Wells, what would it be?
Keep your mouth shut about Bear. That's what we call her, and that's what he called her. Keep your mouth. That's got nothing
You're
to
gonna
do.
pay for what you did to not only your kids, but
I ain't saying
ours
nothing.
as well.
Yeah.
And what's the message, if you have a message for Candace Wells?
Same thing.
Listen, she was on Dr. Phil. And
What did you
walked
think
off
of
the
that
stage.
interview?
That
We talked to
interview
the
pissed me
people.
off.
We talked to the people at City Hall, and they asked us. They're like, "What did you think of that cornbread mafia? Have you ever heard of that?"
No.
No,
okay.
never.
All right.
We interviewed the author of Cornbread Mafia here on this channel. Maybe we'll review that interview, but there's no affiliation with this case in the Cornbread Mafia. And I think it was well documented that that was not true. But I just wanted to put that out there.
Good.
She knows. She knows. That's why she walked off the stage.
I feel like
knows.
I'm being interrogated all over again.
Let me ask you, if Hunter was missing, and which you know that if a child's missing, you're going to get interrogated. But if your child was missing, would you give a damn?
If they came in and looked and searched your property, hell no.
Would
Go
you? But would
ahead.
you give a damn
Tear it
whether
up,
you
right?
felt
Tear it up,
interrogated
tear
or
it
not?
up,
If it
tear
came,
it
if it resulted in finding your
No,
child?
because I've had a missing kid before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My 17-year-old, well, she will be 17 in a few days. She was 12.
She was 12.
She got in with the wrong group of kids.
Mm-hmm.
She had an older boyfriend.
And he was controlling and like,
she kept running
it
off
was
with him.
horrible.
Every time she ran off, whether she was in state's custody or not, I was out here beating that pavement day in, day out.
Me
Yeah,
too.
Exactly.
she was.
I missed a whole week
And
from
she would run
work
from
looking for her.
places, the lockup centers
And I didn't care
everything.
where
She'd
she
call
was.
me.
When I found out where she was, I went banging on the chick's door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then everybody else.
Why do you feel like have you just had it with Candace? Like, do you feel like she's ruined your life in a way, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Really?
see, Mom had a falling out.
I fell out. I warned her not
Mom
to go
stopped
up
being
there.
friends
I
with her and
asked
everything.
her not to.
I gave her the benefit of the doubt
Thank
because
you.
I know how
I
it is not
begged
having
my
no
daughter,
friends and
and we
everything.
got in a
And I
fight,
really
we
tried
didn't
being
talk
there
to
for
each
her. But she crossed the line. I had money that started coming up missing and everything. And me, I'm the type of person, I have to do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to sit here and listen to people and what they say about others, this, that, and the third, because I know how it is.
But you get that from me.
Did Candace ever cheat on Don Wells?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
With who?
Yes.
Like who?
Oh my God! Who's
Name
that
him.
guy that she made?
One day she met a guy down here at the Shell station.
Invited
Took
him to go
oh my
fishing
God.
and
took
swimming
him,
with us.
Took him swimming with us because she felt sorry for him.
And then
Bought him everything. Brought him up to her house.
told Donnie that it was my
Told Donnie
friend.
that it was her friend.
And I told Donnie that it wasn't my
Because
friend.
they tried saying it was. No, I'm like, nope.
And what happened?
Nope.
I guess so. The guy stayed there for a couple
He stayed
days.
there for a couple days, and then Donnie got sick of him because all the guy did was talk shit. And
didn't know anything
dropped
about
him
work.
off, and
What was his name?
I don't even remember that guy.
I don't know, but he used to work up to the.
Was he a younger guy? Like,
Yeah.
was he an older guy?
He's probably in his 30s, if that.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Maybe 40s. Because
I think he was in his 30s.
Let me ask you,
know
how
any other times?
Yeah,
This is
that's
all the
another
stuff
time.
that's going on with those kids in the house,
Yeah,
by
with
the
her
way.
boyfriend.
What?
Your
Ex-boyfriend. Jose.
Ex-boyfriend.
Jose. Oh, Jose was your ex-boyfriend.
Well-
We've heard about that guy's name.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
he was supposed to be my boyfriend.
Is that
at
the one
time.
where Candace or Don threatened and then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your ex-boyfriend?
Well, see, he came up with Hunter's father, so they were all gonna stay up to Candace's.
And me and him, we started clicking,
And they got together. Wait a minute. And they got together.
and we got together. So Candace was drunk and jealous and started being all over him. And I'm like, you know what?
No, you and her had an argument.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you come home, and His Royal Highness stayed up there with your kids.
Yes.
And we
Wow.
had to
Wow.
get the sheriff.
Yeah, I had to call the sheriff's department to go up there and get my kids because that morning she threatened to blow my head off.
Oh,
And
And
Candace
I
did?
yeah.
She threatened to blow
She
your
threatened
head
because
off.
I told her mother came in because she had
Great
a
mother of the year, huh?
Candace
Candace
and her
is.
mom got in an argument over Jose.
Because Candace's mother wanted Jose
Because
too.
Candace's
Oh,
mom
my
wanted Jose.
goodness.
Yes.
I see you.
And he
I'm quick with these
told her
buttons when
where
I'm
to
paying
go.
attention.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Are you
That's
with Jose anymore?
Hell no.
What's Jose's last name?
I don't even remember.
Where's he
Tiffany
from?
remembers. We talked about this like a while
So did
back.
you call the police here on them when she threatened to blow your head off? Or did you call
No,
the
I went to work and I gave her till. I went to work and I gave her till 11 o'clock. Gave her mom gas money to bring my kids back to my mother or my grandmother's. They didn't. And said, all right, now we're gonna play. You want to play games? I called Kingsport City Police Department. They told me I had to call Sullivan County Sheriff's Department. Called Sullivan County. They told me I had to call Hawkins County. So I had to go meet Hawkins County up at the church. And they had to go up and get with my mother and get the kids.
So you did make a police report?
Yeah.
We have that police report.
Oh, I don't know.
You called them?
Sullivan County or whatever county they were.
When was this?
They're
When
in
did this happen?
September.
About a year ago now.
Oh, a year ago.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, like you were just saying just a little bit ago that, you know, if your child was missing, you'd be beating the pavement. How often has Candace and Dawn went out searching for their daughter that you guys know about?
All I know is about the times, like, I know they were down here in the summertime parade. Because we almost hit Candace on the way to work.
You almost hit her with the car?
But they never had any pictures.
She walked down in front of us.
Was she unattended or probably something? Drunk.
No, they were walking in the parade and she was walking and she almost walked in front of them.
But yeah, but how often have you heard of them actually going out, passing out flyers, asking questions, finding out?
They never had pictures.
They were holding a prayer vigil over here in Borden Park somewhere.
Yes,
like
because
once
me
a
and
week.
True were up there at a birthday party.
Okay, so they were just holding visuals. They weren't actually looking for her.
I haven't seen anything about them out here looking for that baby.
The night that.
What about the church they go to? That
Ooh, they
Saturday?
locked us out.
Yeah, what about that 7-day event?
I don't know about that church. I don't know
The
nothing
night
about that
that
church.
she went missing, she
Because the whole time I hung up with her,
Candace
she never
called
said
me up
anything about the church.
So they weren't really holy
1 o'clock in
when
the
you were
morning
around
or
them.
something
They
like
Because
never
it
went
seems
to
like an
church
act.
like
I said,
that.
Sharon, she's gone. I go,
It seems
"What?
like an
What are
act."
you talking
And I was
about,
up there for
Candace?
most of the
You're
summer.
drunk.
Yeah.
She goes,
So they weren't
Summer's
regular
gone.
parishioners at the
She's
church. They may have
missing.
went
She
once
walked
in a
out.
while, but definitely not regular.
sorry for
She
them.
said she
Yeah.
walked out of the house.
The neighbors pulled us
Whoa, whoa,
aside
she
and
said
talked to
somebody
us
took
and
her
said,
out.
you have to
She walked
realize
out of
that
the
these
house.
people are
She walked
evil,
That's what
disgusting,
And violent. Evil and violent.
and that they can hear
Keep
screams.
screaming regularly.
That was about
Is
it, 'cause
that
I
the
hung
people
up
up
on
on the hill?
Yes.
Don beat the hell
So
out of
she
her
said-
on YouTube. when
It
you
was
were
on her
live.
channel.
That was you?
As she goes,
Well, I didn't
she
see
was
him do it.
downstairs in the
She said
basement,
they
she
just saw
opened the
you.
door
Yeah, remember you
and
cursed me
just
out?
walked
That was
out.
because I asked him when's someone's birthday. That was
That
me.
was you?
Yeah.
That's me. That's
Okay.
me.
So that was your YouTube channel.
I'm Bullhorn Betty.
Would you like to come on their channels and speak sometime?
Well, we're not
exchange
Because
supposed
I mean,
to.
you should get your
Oh, you're not
you should get
supposed
your
to?
We were
message
told
out.
we're not even supposed to talk to you.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh.
That would be nice. Maybe once this all wraps up, you guys can, because you guys are victims
You
too.
guys were really
Once
nice.
it all ends, my statements will be heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Do you expect it to be end soon?
No.
No.
I don't
Why?
know. They know where her body is, and it's if they don't let anybody up on the property, then that means she's probably
hiding
she's
something. Come
up
on.
there. And
So
they're trying to
they've
cover
stopped
up
all
where
law
the
enforcement
bones are
from going
gone
up there and
too,
doing any
where
more
there's
searches?
nothing, you know,
Now, I know there
on
was...
their property.
On their-
Right up around
know-
their house.
I know last week
They had a
search team out there for 2 or 3 days.
Yes.
But was it on their property or was
I
it?
think it was by their property.
Yeah, the brush, the high brush.
The high
I
brush.
was
But it
live
wasn't
during
on
that.
their property because
No, it was by it.
But like behind it, because the brush they couldn't get to before.
because of that.
I have to
there
say,
was a river too or something like that.
because I'll regret it if I don't say it. You seem to really, your intuition is on spot. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
I like the way you talk. I like the way you speak. It's very
refreshing.
You know, there's no filter.
No.
What do you honestly think of the grandmother? Because the
The
grandmother.
grandmother, she's
Sherry,
an old, she asked me, I don't like the woman.
Did she give you a creepy vibe?
Yes, because she wanted Allie to be her daughter because her daughter was dead.
Weird
She
stuff,
was
huh?
trying to edge her away from me. Now, she's my oldest grandchild, you know. And we've always been close. She did draw a wedge between me and Allie, but I never,
But it sounded like. Sorry,
know.
go ahead.
I was there for Allie one
So
time.
let me ask you something. You think Don Wells went to work? Did he go to work that day?
Don't know. We don't know.
don't
We don't know for sure.
She came here
in the morning.
Picked up Hunter about 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And these were her words. We're gonna go fishing. I want to take Summer fishing.
Not the boys.
Not the boys. No boys were with her.
Just stupid grandmother.
Grandma's in the hospital because the boys were in Gatlinburg and the boys kicked her in her bad knee.
No, she has an iron knee or something. You know what I'm saying.
She had knee replacement.
A bum knee,
Yeah. And, I'm like, sorry, it's just...
had all of that medication.
It's just Hunter and Summer,
Really?
What's going to happen? They're going to a public place to go fishing. That's like his little sister. Just because me and Candace had issues doesn't mean I'm going to stop the kids from seeing one another. It's stupid. So, they dropped Hunter back off here at 2:30. They're parked right in front of that telephone pole.
With this pole?
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
The way she always did.
Like she owns the road.
2:30.
Okay.
At 2:30 p.m.
And then that's it.
What
but
was
you
your
don't know.
reaction?
She never said that. You don't know if Don actually went to work that day or not.
What was your reaction when you found out Summer is officially missing?
I thought it was. I thought
Okay.
she was lying to me because I thought she was drunk, and I told her that, and she
I
goes,
was
"No,
at
she's
the
gone."
football field.
She answered her.
I was at the football field. My phone was dead. It was in Leslie's van charging. And so my son called Leslie's phone. I said, Mom's got to call Candace. Summer's missing. I said, stop playing with me. She's just pulling my leg to get me to talk to her. And then, it's just like, and so we got in the van after football practice. We went to the cookout. Was ordering everybody food. Got on my phone, and plain as day was the emergency child alert on Facebook from Hawkins County Emergency Services. I said, holy shit, she's really missing.
That's when you called me.
I called my mother. I said, check this. I said, Summer's missing.
And I
What
said,
you're
no,
playing?
you're bullshit.
I said, yeah, it's on Facebook. So then I hung up the phone with her.
Oh.
I called Candace.
Yeah. And with that?
She didn't answer.
Okay.
So
The
I
one
tried calling
talking
her on Facebook,
is Allie.
no answer. Tried calling her on Snapchat. She didn't answer. Used my daughter's Snapchat. Didn't answer. Came here. She called us back. No shed of tears, no nothing. I said, what's wrong? She goes, Summer's missing. I go, what do you mean this?
Summer's gone.
Summer's gone. I said, what do you mean Summer's gone? Like, I started interrogating her. I said, what do you mean? I just seen you guys at 2:30 when you dropped Hunter off. What happened in between? Well, we came home and we planted flowers on the side of the house, and Mom was in her trailer. Summer wanted a piece of candy, so she went into Mom's trailer. Mom gave her a piece of candy. Summer wanted to go into the house and play with the boys, so I watched her go into the house to play with the boys. I went in the camper to fix Mom's bandage on her knee.
And then she went over to the
Then
house.
she went back
So
to
then
the
she
house.
went back. She goes, I went back over to the house, asked the boys if they seen Summer. They said she was downstairs in the basement playing. I said, did you look in the basement? Yeah, I tore it apart. I said, was the door shut, locked? Was it open? Because that door always stayed shut and locked.
Yeah.
And there used to be a couch in front of it.
Boom.
She goes, she's gone. What do you mean she's gone?
What was she? Was she crying?
No. She didn't shed a tear.
No tears.
Not one tear.
No, she faced me.
She wasn't hysterical. She was just calm.
She
Did
called
you
me on the
actually
phone,
see
I seen
Summer
her
in the
face, she
car?
wasn't crying.
When they pulled up, yeah,
Yeah.
so you saw her.
She did.
Was she alive? Was
She
she
was
moving?
sleeping, but it was hot out that
She
day.
was sleeping.
They had the windows rolled up. It was hot
The
out.
windows were rolled up, and I wanted to give her a hug,
No
and she
air
said I couldn't give her a hug.
So right there, that's
that
where I
suspicious
said,
to you?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Because,
told
you
the
know,
CBI
you
that.
heard of a secondary
I said,
drama,
I
right?
always hug that baby. And whenever she
Whether
heard my
she's
name.
sleeping or not.
Oh, she
Yeah.
would wake up.
She would wake up and crawl in my arms.
Where you swallowed
She'd be
so
out of
much
that
water
car in a
that
heartbeat
later
in my
on it
house.
filled
Summer loved her.
She loved a lot of outside people
Yeah.
that were
she was clinging onto
a lady at the church.
Did Hunter
Everybody
say,
else
like,
but her
anything was
parents.
going on in the car? Like she was. Did you
No,
ask him?
he wouldn't
like,
talk.
Was she alive? Was she
He
awake?
he wasn't in the right state of mind when he
I'm
came
just
back.
learning right now that Allie has passed away,
Ask him
guys.
how it was.
I'm hearing right now from Jennifer Coffindaffer that that Allie has passed away. Allie has passed away. That's what I'm hearing right now. My whole body is filled with goosebumps. This is what it says. It says Hunter's mom, Allie, has passed away. First, condolences to the family. Second, did she ever reveal all she knew? The Summer Wells case is the John Bonet case. Ellie is beguiled, and those scenes weren't treated as homicide scenes initially. Will justice ever be served? This is what we are learning right now. Again, it sounds like let's take a few moments.
You say I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face, got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you'll break your back to make me feel again. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread where the angels fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone, so save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break, swear I didn't mean to make them break. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You'll break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again. Lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came.
Oh, okay, guys. So, I wasn't kind of expecting that this early on. But may she rest in peace. And I know that lady fought for this young baby, and we'll never know her truth. This is the last truth that I have for her, and I'm going to play it.
He said, fine. And then I didn't know anything about the alcohol at that time. His girlfriend's mom picked him up about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And when she came back with him, she goes, I got something to tell you. Hunter's got something to tell you. I'm like, what? He goes, Candace gave me alcohol.
And those puff bars.
That day.
Yes,
Yes.
and puff bars
Puff
at
bars.
the.
Swimming hole?
Yep. I said, what?
What kind of alcohol?
It was Twisted Teas.
What are puff bars?
They are a nicotine type of vape.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, they. Why not? And the kids all like it. Like that.
All the kids do them around here, like.
So,
So
is it possible Hunter was under the influence?
Yes. I think so. I believe so. I really
What
do.
was his
Really didn't
demeanor
know
when he
if
showed
Candace
up here?
or if-
She said that he was like
He-
not himself.
He was not himself. I knew
was
something was
quiet.
wrong.
You did.
And he will not talk. He's scared shitless. And maybe they threatened him because I know them to threaten kids. 'cause
And
they
later
threaten my
on-
grandkids. Listen, Sherry.
Later on that night, Hunter shut down, and I didn't even know anything. And he had texted his girlfriend something. Her mom called me. I spazzed. Hunter was not himself. I called him a friend of mine because Grandma was home.
Yeah, Sherry had to come get me.
Yep.
I had to put my dirty clothes back
Oh
on.
my God!
didn't I?
Even you're almost in tears.
And I said, what's wrong? He wouldn't talk to me. He wouldn't come out of it or nothing. He was just sitting there rocking back and forth. My homegirl had to come. And we had all we could do to get him out of that house, out of his room, and sit him at this table. I had to call the TBI back up.
Thank you, blessed Mama. God bless
Do you
you.
think he was traumatized?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think something happened at that
I
water
think-
hole that he
I
saw?
think he sobered up,
I
or whatever you want
don't
to
know.
call
He
it,
doesn't-
and
he will not
remembered
talk about
something.
it.
Maybe she did drown there. Maybe she did.
He will not talk about it.
But he will not talk
That
about it.
that
He
sounds
wasn't the same when he
that's
came
pretty
back.
bad in and of itself. You know that.
And I get in trouble because he refused to go to school.
Yeah.
What the phone call that, Candace said?
Candace had received a phone call that day in the car.
No. Candace said to him, did you say anything?
The day after he was interrogated, we were interrogated by the TBI. Candace had the walls to show up at my house with her grandmother, well, with her mother. I'm in the bathroom, so I can't come to my son's rescue unless I take the toilet with me. And I said, Hunter, I'm like, who's here? He's like, Candace. I'm like, oh, great, I'm taking a shit.
Yeah.
And by the time I got out here, they were already left. I said, what did she say to you? What did they say to you? Did they threaten you? He goes, no, Mom, it's good. He goes, all they did was ask me what I told the TBI because they said that I could tell them because they're the ones that sent them here. I said, first of all, I don't think they're the ones that sent them here. I said, you're on YouTube in a TikTok video. It was a matter of time before they came and got you because I was going to call them myself.
Right.
And so, hey, look, my son was with them that day. Like, he's the one that's in the TikTok video because everyone's questioning, who's this boy that's in the TikTok video?
Can't believe
And they probably did threaten him because they threatened, we had an incident. I had an incident. with
Have
him.
you guys thought about getting him into a psychiatrist just to see if they can help?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he's
And
getting the help
CPS
now.
came and they came down and interrogated
I
my
just,
granddaughter.
I really would like to
Matter
say
of
to
fact,
him, but he'll
Candace's
probably call your
mother
name.
wanted to take my
You know,
oldest
if
granddaughter
something's on
outside.
your mind,
My
please
oldest
tell them.
granddaughter
They
flipped
can
her
help.
wig
They
and
can help you sort
slammed
it
the
out.
door, cussed her out.
That's what you have to tell him because he
Mother.
won't listen to me.
And Candace and
Have you
she
guys
ran
talked to
off
him
and,
about
she
the
goes,
events
well, your
since
granddaughter
then?
ran off.
Or
And I
tried
said,
to?
I'm here.
She's fine.
Has the story changed
And,
at all?
Nope,
she'll
the
come
story's
back.
still 100%
I said, what did you say to
same.
her? Well, she goes, I just said that, asked her what she said. I asked her what she said to CPS. I said, what do you mean? If you got nothing
I mean,
to
in a
hide.
million years, I never
This is
thought.
before even Summer came up missing. This had to deal with giving kids
Pizza
weed.
casserole
Because a
looks like
phone
puke.
call came in from CPS
Well,
saying
I'll
that
eat it.
I
I
was
won't
giving
eat
the
it, the
kids weed.
animals will.
My grandkids said no, it wasn't me, it was kids.
It's,
Oh, they don't put no,
And so
no
she came
It's
down to
heartbreaking.
flavorings.
Yeah.
like, I think about that little girl every day.
threaten my granddaughter.
Like, I put myself.
No, I get it.
I'm like,
So now-
what would I do if I see her on, like with someone in
I
Walmart?
don't blame you.
Because if someone obviously had
And
her,
then when
they would
when
see
did
her.
this with
Yeah.
her, before Summer even
She would.
came up
Her
missing,
face
I
has
was
been
really
all
bad.
over everywhere. That's
We've been going to restaurants. Everywhere we went
Flyers
in
and
City Hall. We went to police.
They're everywhere.
Everywhere. We saw it. We were so happy too. And we thanked people for having it up. We were so appreciative. But the only time we were denied any sort of access was at the church.
Right at the church.
They saw us, and then they
What were the spots that Don Wells and and Candace would frequent down here, like places?
Warriors Park.
Yeah.
We went down there, had a
and
bad
then there's
feeling.
another one, Laurel Run, but they never really frequented that one that much.
No, it was
And
always-
there's trails up in there.
Is there a story behind Sonic? Because someone keeps telling me to check out a person that works at Sonic.
Nope.
No, okay. Don't know anything about that. Okay.
Were you surprised when you found out they didn't go fishing?
Yeah, I was like, well, what'd you guys do? Oh, we went swimming.
So it went from fishing to swimming.
Yeah. Because I guess her daughter wanted to go swimming because it was hot out.
She loved the water.
She was a water guppy.
And right where they usually went fishing is right where the kids would go swimming. Like,
So
they'd go swimming in this part, and then you walk around the bank, and then you go further down a little bit, and that's where Candace used to
When
fish.
we went swimming with them one time, I didn't go in the water, but I taught my grandkids how to swim and tread water if they ever got out where it was too deep. This little girl went out deep, and I said, Candace, she's gonna go down the river.
And God bless
Let me ask you one other thing.
She's
Did,
coming right out.
I'm coming back up.
Oh, okay.
I'll be right back. I got a hole in my hand.
Okay.
A hole in your hand?
Yeah, he did.
His hands are so cold, he keeps dropping.
We're from
my mom
Florida.
said.
So we're not they're from Florida. I live in Pennsylvania.
You're from Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's used to the cold. We're not.
Yeah.
I'm freezing here. My toes are numb.
We lived in New York State for a long time.
Upstate, yeah.
Up in the snow belt, like
Albany.
Albany, Schenectady, well, near Schenectady.
Albany. Yeah, my sister had a house in Lake George.
Oh, we know
Yes,
Lake George very
yes,
well.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm real.
Yeah, guys, don't engage with anybody that's trolling the chat. We're not, they're nobodies. So we're just not going to pay attention. We're not going to say anything to them. We're not going to give them the time of day.
Really from Jersey.
Really? You're Jersey
You
girl.
look like that
Jersey girl. I was born on Long Island.
Oh, really? Really?
Huntington Station or Huntington, whatever. I don't know. I don't remember. I was a
I
baby.
just wish that they would, that there was some way they could go search the properties.
My question to you is, when Hunter told you that
I
she
have a
had went under water, did he tell you how long she may have stayed underwater, or when he knew how long he
was.
Did he tell any of you guys how long she may have stayed under?
No, he just like, I don't want to talk about it. And he would just
even
change.
the police, he'd say, I don't remember, and they'd say about what, 10 seconds, 15 seconds?
And he
wouldn't know. I don't think he knew.
Yeah, I don't think he knew either.
I don't think he knew.
I wouldn't know seconds.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm 73, but I wouldn't know seconds if you asked me.
Because you could drown in a teaspoon of water.
Do you think what may have shocked him is that maybe they got distracted and they looked over and she was
out farther and
out,
he had to go
like
get her?
maybe floating or
and the
under
TikTok
the
video-
water, and then they realized she was gone and went out there and it freaked him
He
out?
was right with her in the water.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
like
but maybe he had to go after her because she wandered out. Remember that one day we went and she wandered out, and I said, Candace, you gonna go down the current? She's way out there. It's way over her head. The girl don't know how to swim. I really don't want to go in with my clothes on. But
Do you know where Candace and Dawn met? Like, how did they even meet? Like,
they met in
Utah?
Utah.
I don't know if it was Utah, if it was
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Do you guys know where they met at? Like, was it a church, a bar, at a restaurant?
I think they met.
She stole Donnie from his ex-wife.
Oh, so she was fooling around with him wherever he was living previously.
So she's a sexy woman? She's
No.
flirtatious?
No.
Well, maybe to somebody who hasn't had it in a while,
Oh!
Hey.
Oh, come on.
Well,
you just turned that whole. Oh.
Well, you're. What's his
Listen,
face?
Allie was a
doesn't
character.
take a bath. How in the world could you be?
She was nice, guys.
She wanted
Well,
to
she got her
shower.
text and she came down to see me.
Really?
And
So
she
she
took me
doesn't
out.
keep
She
clean
wanted
either?
to take me out.
No, oh
She's
God,
dirty.
she's
She had
dirty.
all the kids.
The dirt
kids were
like
dirty
stained
and
her.
everything.
Like
And
So she took
underarm
us to
deodorant,
Chili's
she
to
didn't
eat.
put any on. She stunk.
She has body odor, and that was regular?
Yes, all the time.
So nobody really took a shower but once a week in that home.
If that. The kids were lucky if they got a shower.
That's
but,
what a neighbor said.
But the little girl would
I
take a
took a
shower
shower
with
more than
Daddy.
anyone
And when we were there one night, he carried her naked downstairs.
You already
and
said
she-
that.
Yeah, and said that. She didn't even put a diaper on. She laid there. She was in bed all naked. But, so things were running through my head.
I don't know. But she was the apple of his eye.
Yeah.
Of the father.
Mm-hmm.
She was Daddy's girl.
Candace didn't like it. She wanted boys, not a girl. Okay.
She was supposed to Candace wanted boys, not a
She
girl.
was supposed to give the
She
girl
was
up.
supposed to give Summer up to her mom when Summer was born because she was a girl.
But Donnie wouldn't let her.
Donnie wouldn't let her.
Donnie and Donnie and Candace's mother fought a lot. I was there for that one too.
About what?
Said that she had to leave, get off his property, and blah blah blah. And
Please don't put this
You're not
on
going to
me.
get.
Yeah.
You're not
Okay.
going to get
Yeah.
Summer and
Well,
stuff like
too
that.
late now,
And I
Stella.
went out and talked to him. He was drunk. He was going to.
These were Allie's finals, the
They
final
had
words, her
guns in
her
the
story.
house. They showed me. We fooled around a couple of times. He's taught the kids how to shoot guns, and I'm like, oh God, that's not good.
So he's had guns in his possession many times.
They were locked up in the house.
Gotcha.
She knows that.
So they weren't Candace's guns; they were
And
his
you were
guns.
there when he shot me in the side.
No, I
Hunter,
wasn't
no?
there.
He shot you in the side with a gun, or
Hunter did with a BB gun.
Oh, okay.
A BB gun. We were playing around.
Yeah,
We were horsing around.
I've been shot with a BB gun. That's no fun. I've been shot with a paintball gun. That
But
hurt
in the
worse.
side. Yeah,
That hurt worse.
Yeah, she knows that.
I had a big bruise, so big that it went down in my thigh from a paintball gun.
Allie likes paintball guns.
So I really don't want to hear this on
No.
on Facebook. This is just us talking.
Yeah, no.
You know,
But-
I have to say, I'm
Katie, she just
very
passed,
sorry
about
that you
15
guys are
minutes
going
ago,
through
so
this.
I heard.
And I'm so sorry that Hunter is traumatized. And I believe what you believe. I believe that the grandmother is absolutely evil, and that they are
The
part
mother
of,
is evil too. Candace is.
I believe that.
She threatened me one night that I was having problems with my granddaughters because they wanted to stay. And I said, no, you're going home. You're not allowed to stay up here no more. And me and Candace almost got in a fist fight on the driveway. She goes, don't make me hit you, Sherry. I said, listen, Candace, you're drunk. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I said, what goes? They come up and hang out and play, but they're not allowed to spend the night here no more. And you know the reason why.
Yeah.
And she was drunk, and we got into it. And I just stood there, and I was like waiting, and I would have dropped her.
Right.
Oh, she goes up there.
Yeah, that's my psycho kitty. Can you help us find Summer?
Drink like
Her name, her name's Spider-Man.
Every day at around 4 or 5 o'clock in
she's
the
so
afternoon.
lovable. She'll walk up around
Never
my
cooked
neck
them
and in my
dinner.
hair and
They
oh
were
my
always
God.
hungry. So when I invited them down to my
Try to go
house
to my
to eat,
pocketbook.
I always cooked
You're gonna fall.
good meals.
She ain't gonna fall. She goes up there all the time.
And there was times I
watch
even
her
let
when I'm sitting in there.
her kids spend the night at my house.
Yeah.
But she was also letting my
We have about 15
grandchildren
more
sit with
minutes.
her boys.
Oh, your granddaughters.
Yeah,
that's a little
yesterday
concerning.
a woman pulled up. She was like, I believe Candace is a pedophile. And we both were like, what?
Yeah, it was.
And then another woman drove past us, then she came back 15 minutes later, and she's scared. She stopped and goes, what's up? And I go, we're just here looking for Summer.
And she just went
she goes,
bloop
"Don't-"
with
yeah,
all
she
this
goes, Don't
information.
put me on the YouTube, but she didn't care we were recording, just don't put her on YouTube, which I didn't. So,
What'd she look like?
She was looking
She was at the top of the mountain on the other side.
I know.
She had the teased hair and the glasses. She was looking over the
She
glasses
looked-
like
she
this.
looked nice.
She's pretty.
She
She's
was-
pretty. She
yeah.
had nails done.
Yeah,
That's the one house where I thought they were selling. I went and asked if they were selling the house.
They had a for sale sign outside their house.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was like,
I
She
checked into
wanted
that.
to talk to us, and she said these people are evil. These people are disgusting. She said TBI never came, right? So TBI never came and talked to us. And I live right there. She goes, I hear the F word all the time. She goes, if they're yelling, we hear it. So we're down there at the bottom, and we heard Candace giggling with Benny Keys. That gross guy Benny Keys
was at the
Who's
property all
Don't know
day.
him.
Don't know him.
He's a felon.
He's a
He came from
YouTuber.
he came
He's
from
a felon.
Texas.
He's nasty.
They're trying to get their voice back.
Wait.
You
Was that
know him.
is that the one that wears the purple hair? He goes by.
No, he's Blood Money, Benny
Blood
Keys.
Money Benny Keys is
No,
really bad.
I don't know him.
He's
He's at the
disgusting.
house now.
There was another one that
She's
was.
probably going to bed with him.
There's another
Yeah.
guy.
I suspect that.
There was another guy,
I suspect it.
Oh,
but he's a
and her the way she
transgender.
treats her animals. You can
He was
ask the
on,
17-year-old in there.
He's got a
What kind of
YouTube
animals
channel.
They had
What was his
dogs.
name?
We had
Angel?
two. They probably don't have dogs.
I
They
can't
had
remember.
dogs?
Raven.
They had dogs.
Raven.
They,
Raven.
Is that her name?
That was
we
the
named
guy's
two
name that
of
was.
them,
Oh, his
and
name's-
then
He's a YouTuber.
we had to give them Raven. back. Oh,
Is
I
that
made
a
her
big
take them
channel?
back.
I don't know how big his channel is, but he
One
told me
was,
the psychic medium and everything.
Oh,
and
well, I don't deal with that.
Hennessy,
I don't
and
know.
the other one we believe named there's was something
River,
and I nicknamed her River Monster.
Yeah.
because she was
What
just a
bothers
terror.
me is
Did they abuse
when
them?
she,
Yes. Like how-
We were up there one time. We
psychic
went up
said,
there to see
"Oh,
the
we
new
talked
batch of
to
puppies
Summer."
after
And
them.
explain to me how a
And,
child goes missing with 21 dogs on that property.
Yes,
How many?
21,
21.
counting,
And
and
the mother
she
of the
shot
yeah, 'cause that was
Hennessy in
including
the
the puppies
ass
that were born.
with a BB gun.
Who's she?
The
Candace.
dog kept getting pregnant.
My granddaughter
They're
is
having
in there as a
puppies.
witness to that one because we went up there to see
So
the
how's
dog.
the child gonna go missing?
Drag Drew in.
How's
I'm
how's,
just saying.
how's the child gonna go?
For those that are just tuning in, while we were live here, Allie officially passed away. Jennifer Coffin-Daffer has made the post. We read it here just a few minutes ago. I know that people have been very confused. Like I said on Dolly's channel, many people don't understand, or excuse me, Sweet Misery's channel, people don't understand that when you're brain dead and you're not married, the hospital kind of decides, yeah, they'll leave you on the machine for your family to come in to say their final goodbyes. But I knew that it was just a matter of time before she was going to have to move on. And that happened. That happened while we were live here today. So one of Allie's comments is that she was hopeful that she would have an opportunity to have her voice heard when this was all said and done. And obviously she's not going to have that opportunity. So this is her story. This is what she knew about that day. This was taken in and around the time that Summer went missing. This was one of our very first interviews that we had with people that were in and around Summer Wells, Don Wells, and Candace Bly at the time or near the time of Summer's disappearance. And they had a litany of information. This has been released in the past. I don't believe in its entirety has been released. We all had different perspectives and different cameras and caught different conversations. This is the one that was caught on my camera. And again, it was focused on Allie predominantly because, we were trying to find out what was going on. She knew that her son wasn't right. He's never been right since that day. And there's been a lot of misinformation out there about this case because so much time has lapsed. And I want you guys to know what really happened from the horse's mouth.
Missing with 21 dogs on that property.
Because those dogs would greet you at the bottom of the driveway. And if they don't know you, you ain't getting up there.
What did you think of the dogs to fill up?
I don't know.
Because they asked
That
us
I
that
don't
in
know.
City
So
Hall.
what- how
It pissed me off.
What do I do to piss you off?
Well, I
Because not
do
even
know
her
that.
first 5
They
seconds in
must
it,
have
she's not
kicked
showing no
one in
remorse
the
or nothing
butt
for that
fell out or
child.
something.
Well, did you hear her reaction when he said,
Something like that. but
what
I
would
guess-
you,
I think they
whoever
killed him
took her, what do you want to
and
happen to
threw him
her?
over the.
She said she wanted some. She
Go
wanted
to jail
kids would
for a
come
really
back
long
and say
time,
that.
right?
And then
the
there was
dogs
another
are
part, I don't know if
trying
you
to
catched it, but
dig
she
up
says,
the
I hope
carcass
they
or
get
whatever.
tormented like
But they also had a
my
cat,
daughter's getting tormented.
and
then
they
she
wanted
said
to cut the
something
leg
about,
off.
I feel like I'm getting
Of a cat
interrogated
that
all
got
over
chewed
again.
up
She
by
got up
one of
and
the
left the room.
dogs.
I'm like,
the one that got killed.
Yes.
And
Don
I
said,
said, no,
we-
don't. They
her
were literally going to
and
do
her
it.
Yeah.
And the
and
kids were freaking out and
17-year-old
everything. And I flipped out.
Sold
And I
Summer, and we have
lost
you
it
here.
and said, don't. We'll go get splints and splint it.
You would have seen her. You can't keep a kid in the house.
You can't. Not them.
They're trying to blame it on everybody else but themselves.
Right.
I'm sorry.
What's
Is
your
it
take on
Candace?
them going on all these podcasts, like proclaiming their innocence? I mean, what's that about?
What do you think, Don? Why do you think Don does that? Because you know what he said to us last night? She said, how can we help you? And he goes, just be my friend.
Yeah, that's what they say. Be my friend.
Don't talk
And
to
then
anybody.
Then he agreed to meet with me if I watched this video on the Seventh-day Adventist, this prophecy
Oh, yes.
2.0, but it was about a guy over in some Madagascar,
India or something like that.
that murdered 10 people and seeked salvation in the church.
What is up with that thing about India? There was something new on there.
The reason why people are in here is because they've been lying to their audience for so long about these people. And I'm tired of the lies. And so we're going to set the record straight, Bullhorn Betty style. We have the real information from the real people in and around, not some word salad from these other channels. Spilled out by Don and Candace themselves. Because let's face it, they were the last people that saw Summer Wells, now weren't they?
It was in the video where he said that Bear Bear had a body from hell or something like that. It's in the beginning, something about, because people were asking questions, something about it was India and they went back to India, or Don went to India or something. I'm like, what? Yeah.
He ended the conversation with me saying we need to pray for the people that are being slaughtered in North Korea.
That would be done.
We all heard it. We were all together.
That was what he ended the conversation. Not like we need to pray for Summer. We need to pray for her safe return home. When I asked him about Summer, he indicated, he goes, there's evil in this world. Like basically she's dead. And you know,
Oh, but before she was,
They would have people coming to
drug
her
trafficked and
They would have drug dealers come
doing
down.
sex.
Oh, that's what they said.
He said too.
So
he said that?
I never knew that he said that he thought that it was possible that she was sex trafficked. I never heard that. He said it. You heard him say it?
Yeah, he said it right on YouTube and everything.
I'll ask Tiffany about that. See if we can find that clip.
And obviously you guys don't believe that.
No, not at all.
A lot of people
And
don't
not
believe
even that she was taken by the cartel. Come on now.
Or cornbread
What
mafia.
did you think about Candace's prank call?
Oh,
Don was arrested. They got him. It's in Boston.
Yeah,
what did you think of that?
Oh, yeah. Let's not forget. OMG. How did we freaking forget that? How did we forget that? Their child is missing, right? Child's missing. And they want to play games. Parents that want to play games. Calling people and saying, the FBI just picked up Don. Just picked up Don. He's gone. Help me. Let's not forget the games, the lies, the manipulation during this time. Most parents that are missing their 5-year-old child, because let's face it, she was 5 years old at the time she disappeared, right? 5 years old. And they want to play games. Most parents are out there putting flyers on poles and doing searches. Well, unfortunately, whether it was made for them or they made it today, Jennifer Coffindaffer just released that she has officially passed away. So I would have to say that I unfortunately trust Jennifer Coffindaffer's assessment over Andrew's because, you know, the situation that unfolded yesterday. But either way, as hard as this is, that's the information, and I have to believe that she's gone. As sad as it is, Allie never had an opportunity to tell her story about what happened that day. And so we're going to give her voice. I want to make sure that people know what really happened. Because what's going around now and how wonderful Don and Candace are and stuff like that, you don't understand. This woman, Candace Bly, took a shotgun and pointed it at a social worker, threatening to blow her effing head off. I want you to understand who these people are. And while Allie was put through the ringer to try to get her story out there, we're going to get it out there. Because when we got it out there the first time, people wanted to beat this lady up. I want to hear what you guys have to say now.
I thought it was so funny.
I didn't know about that.
I didn't
one.
believe it.
I was like, they're officially making this a joke. It's a joke.
Candace did that?
She did that. To his sister-in-law.
Yeah, to her
Called up
sister-in-law.
Don's sister and said they took Don away. The FBI came and took him away to
And they're
Boston.
beating him and torturing him.
And I don't know when
And
he's
it was a big
coming
lie.
home.
What?
It was a big lie. And Andra, like, to really get into this, like, it's long, it's heavy, it's draining, and it's confusing.
Wow.
Right? It's confusing.
It is.
And they're self-medicated. It seems like
I
they're
don't
always
know
loaded.
what they're gonna do. They're gonna hurt them. They're out there hurting them.
Oh,
When- well,
this
okay,
is
let me
what
ask you something.
this is
That day-
what pissed me off. Okay, really pissed me off. All the people she had this thing on Facebook where you could give her money in her name, and she was seen in Just Jump.
There, but she was also seen after Summer went missing. She was also seen at Walmart buying a phone.
Yeah,
A cell phone.
But also,
She's
she
kicked out of
wait
the
a
burner?
minute. Wait, just can I finish?
Yes.
Before you butt in.
Grandma
She
was
at
dumb.
Just Jump, and the woman took a picture of her. She was showing all this money she had. She only had one kid with her.
Yep, one of the boys.
Just Jump. Okay.
Now, she got banned from Walmart. She's supposed to be banned from all Walmarts. But she went in there to get a phone one day, and she threatened them about blowing them up.
Yes, we did hear about that.
She got arrested. I was there with her when she got arrested.
You were there when she got arrested?
We were in the
She got a ticket.
She got
Okay,
she got
was
arrested.
suicided.
But they
Okay.
gave her a ticket.
And she's banned from Walmart, Candace?
Yes.
Which Walmart was that?
Fort Henry Drive, that was.
That's the one that
What
I
was the
passed.
issue?
I
Why
said
did-
that.
What happened in there? What happened?
We were. She came and got me. She said she had to go to the store to get a phone. I said, all right, we'll go to whatever Walmart you want to go to. She wanted to go to that one where Allie worked. She wanted to go to Fort Henry Drive. Right. The kids were hungry, so she got them something to eat. So we go to Fort Henry Drive. We go in Walmart. Kids are acting up. It's cold. And then she gets the phone. And then they wanted a toy. She goes, all right, shut the hell up. I'll go get your toy. And we're down toy aisle. She was arguing with a little one about one. The boys are running around trying to find her. All of a sudden, all you seen is like 5 police coming down the aisle and say, what's going on, ladies? I go, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I don't even know why you're here. And then they said something about she threatened to blow up Walmarts. And she did say that over there.
Did you hear her say it?
Yeah, I was standing next to her.
What was her issue?
When she got the phone, she wanted them to help her set it up, and they said that she couldn't because it was a new policy or something. So she got mad and says, somebody should come and blow this place up.
Like I said, when mine went.
And that's why they called the cops, and that's why like 5, 6 officers came.
What was this last?
All right, let me see what's going on here. I watched several videos yesterday where it was reported she had passed away because Dolly reported it, I believe. Well, it was corrected that she was still on life support. I know that because I received the same conversation. There was a lot of confusion out about Allie's condition, and it was brought on by nobody other than Andrew Hiltz, which was going out trying to collect money to go to his son because Allie had just passed away. That's kind of how the whole rumor started to begin with. That's how I learned of it anyways. And since then, you know, it sounds like several channels have raised money for him, but during that process, it was realized that Allie had not yet passed away. And people were attacking Andrew as it being a grift of some sort or something like that, when untrue. And then now people are attacking him, saying that, he doesn't need to be with his son or whatever it may be. I'm unsure, but Either way, it didn't matter. The bottom line is she was brain dead, and they probably had already been notified that they needed to take her off life support. And whether they want to wait for it or not, the hospital's not going to keep her on life support when it costs almost I think something like $100,000 a day to keep this person on life support. And it's just, I don't see them doing it. They'll give you 24, 48 hours typically to get the family in to say their final goodbyes. But after that, it's done. The only reason why I know this is because I dealt with it several times with both my cousins. And it's a horrible situation, but also a friend of mine, her name was Karen. She had lost her daughter her daughter was clean and had been clean for a while and had one relapse too many, and lost her life, and her mother was never the same again. And we don't know what happened. We don't know if she intentionally did it or if it was whatever it was. She went without oxygen too, and I was there, and I remember because I'd go up there and I'd just sit there just so she wouldn't be by herself because nobody was in the hospital room with her. And I would just sit there and read a book. And I remember them doing the test on her to see how her brain activity was. And even though they couldn't tell me, it's not my first rodeo, and I kind of knew. And they told me that I may want to call before I come back in tomorrow. That was my indication that she was brain dead, and that, it was just a matter. So I kind of foresaw this when I heard that diagnosis, that she was brain dead. And so I understand there is some confusion here, but I think it was wholly unfair, with what we know, to accuse Andrew, if that's what people are doing. I don't know. I'm not paying attention. I don't want to accuse people of doing something that they're not doing. And likewise, but I do believe that, he would want to be with his son. And I definitely wouldn't recommend giving him cash. I've watched some of his videos because I thought the same thing. Is this a cash grab? Is he lying to people? So I did kind of look into it, and it does look like he's been displaying what I would perceive as substance abuse traits in his lives. So, and a very specific type of substance, and it's not marijuana. So that's just my personal assessment. So I would recommend, if you're going to help, maybe help by buying the plane ticket, buying like maybe food cards, buying something. But that's up to each and every person. It's not for me to decide what you do with your money or how you support a grieving family. That's up for each and every one of you to decide, and decide for yourselves and yourselves alone. So, but I can tell you that Hunter has got 2 twins on the way, and Hunter just lost his mother, and Hunter's children will never get to meet their grandmother. So, maybe instead of focusing on things that are a little chaotic or we don't know about, maybe we should focus on something that we do, like Hunter, and maybe just focusing on getting Hunter the money that he needs. If he needs his father there, he can definitely use some of that funds to purchase his dad's ticket. We don't know what type of relationship he has with his father. We really don't. We've seen an interview with him and his father. Is there some more stuff there? We really don't know. We don't know what that relationship is. And I don't think it should be up for us to force a reunion. I think we should support Hunter. And Hunter, if Hunter wants his dad, with that support, he can help bring his dad in. Does that make sense to our position? Well, at least my position here. It's I think it's a fair position. Hunter will be in control of everything. It's his mother. It's his situation. And, he's the one that has children coming and a lot of stuff. So if we support Hunter and Hunter needs his dad, then Hunter can make sure his dad gets here. That's just my honest opinion, how that needs to be, just a thought. But again, you guys do what you want. You guys are obviously adults, and you've managed to take care of yourself to this point. So whatever works for you is what works for you.
When did this happen?
Here.
Last year.
One of my friends, she goes,
Tax time.
I just seen True running through my
I'm
backyard.
a
I
seer.
said, go grab her now.
Yeah. That's
And
how
she
we
tried
went
and
out.
she goes,
Is she on welfare?
What do you want me to do? I
No,
said,
she wouldn't do welfare because
she
Donnie
wouldn't
worked.
do any type of
Did she do
government
any-
assistance.
nothing?
Those kids had no
Nothing.
insurance, no nothing.
Nothing.
Because listen, I'll
Did
tell you
Johnny
this one.
make
I was
money?
with this one.
No.
We're up
really.
at her house. She was
That's a
drinking.
good assessment, Brittany. She also has 2 daughters, but we don't have the 2
All the
daughters
kids were outside.
PayPals or Venmos. We only have Hunters. I think that's kind of
Waylon
really.
and
But we
Wyatt
do not want to
ride
forget
the
that she
dirt
has
bikes.
other
I said,
children
don't let them play
that
with
lost
the
their
dirt
mother.
because they're gonna get hurt. I mean, I won't even buy my kid a beat up dirt bike like that. No. And next thing you know, little Waylon came inside. He's screaming bloody murder. He had cut the bottom of his foot.
Thank you for keeping us up to date on
Really
that,
nasty.
Brittany.
I mean, it
I
needs
wasn't
stitches.
aware.
Yeah. And I said, Candace couldn't even hold her own son, wash his foot off or nothing. I picked him up, put him in the sink, washed his foot off so I could see where the cut was, how bad it was. I said, he needs to go to the hospital. He needs stitches. I looked at her mother. I said, let's go. We got to go take him to the emergency room.
No.
Well, she was giving me all of his information, but then when it came time for insurance, she goes, you can't bring him because we don't have no insurance.
Same thing when he burnt his hand down on the
Oven
down
They
in the
came here with
basement. It was bad. It was like a third,
So the
fourth
chick
degree
dropped me off at
burn.
home.
It was
I don't get this. Maybe it's different states have different rules when it comes to the medical facilities. I don't know. But I know here in Florida, it doesn't matter whether you have insurance or not. If you're hurt or you need immediate medical attention, yeah, you'll still get the bill. But they have a whole indigency process here that you can fill out. And there's nonprofits out there that help pay for your medical bills if you are so if you are ever faced with a medical challenges, call around to the hospitals if you need to, but don't ever not go and get medical attention if you or your family needs it. If you need some help ever, especially when it comes to kids and you don't know where to go, please reach out to me at bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Let me know the city, county, and state you are in, and I will find you some resources. I never want a child ever going without the necessary medical care, especially if they're hurt. And I don't want to judge, and I'm not going to, because if you're reaching out for help, you're doing the right thing, and I will bend over backwards to help you. So don't ever go without medical care for your children. Okay.
She said, I'm going to take him to the emergency room. No, they left for Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So they just went to Wisconsin without going to the emergency room?
Yep.
Wow.
So these kids were just abused all.
They were.
Yeah. I bet you if they knew all that stuff, they'd never get them kids back.
They are not getting them kids back because they do know all of this stuff.
And did you guys tell
And so
all
does
this
the world.
to
The world needs to
TBI
know
and
this.
everything? So they're well aware of all of this information.
Oh, yeah.
And CPS when a call came in saying that I was giving my grandkids weed, and then when they came and talked to my kids said no, it wasn't my Nana, it was Candace.
Wow.
And the next, my grandkids weed, and the next day when they found out CPS was at my house, that's when they came down and made my granddaughter flip out.
Yes, Gail, it's
and
live.
said, "What'd you tell him? What'd you tell him? What'd you tell him?"
Yeah.
And blah 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 blah, threatened her.
Yeah. What you were obviously Candace's friend at one point. What kind of drugs was she on, or that you know of her being on?
I know that she smoked weed and she was drinking, but then my suspicions came that she was doing stuff heavier, like besides popping pills and doing
Like
meth or
what
something.
do you mean heavier?
She admitted to
Like,
me
she-
before that she was an ex-meth head.
Yeah, that's it.
So the probability of her being on meth is probably high.
All right, another question. Did Don Wells ever cheat on Candace?
Yes.
With
She
who?
wants down.
I don't know
She
with
wants
who,
me.
I know when he was in Utah, Candace was getting mad at him because he was
That's what we're
bouncing
hearing,
from
Chris.
his dad's house.
Brittany just let us know.
Yeah, but
Some
he even had
woman's
some
house.
loco too, but I don't know who they were.
He has to. See, this is what I get.
Well, it's nice to have you, Gail.
Thank you. God bless you.
Yeah, because I just looked at the time.
We'll keep you informed. We'll come back if we know
definitely following.
Are we welcome to come back and just
following
talk if you
our
want?
time? Our time.
Okay, there, guys. That was it. That was it. I know it's long, but that was the entire interview. I hope you garnered some information maybe that you forgot about. I know there was a lot of stuff I forgot about. A lot of stuff. There's a reason why these boys are not being returned to Don and Candace. And I don't want these channels manipulating and providing misinformation about what truly happened that day. When we went out there, we didn't even know Don was home at the time, Summer. We put all of this. We put every last bit of this onto Candace. While I was there, I learned, and I talked to Don just recently and asked him about it, and he would not give me a straight answer. His coworkers told me he was at work with his boys. He left work between 1:30 and 2:30, and they can't recall when he came back that day. Hunter has maintained from day one that Don Wells was at work with his sons. How did the boys get back when Candace was there? When she pulled up, the boys came out to help her with the groceries. How did the boys get back to help her with the groceries if Don wasn't there? Don comes screeching up to the house and says that he drove from Washington County to that house, or Jonesboro, or wherever the heck he was, to that house. And I know that a lot of people out there in this YouTube world have not been on these back roads or have not drove the route he drove. And I can tell you, there is no way he can go at the speed he was going without going off the side of the road. And the side of the road is a freaking cliff. Okay? He managed to get home a lot sooner than he was supposed to if he was at work. Why? Because he was not at work. So why would Don Wells lie for 3 years about where he was the day his daughter disappeared? And why did he distance himself so far at the property that he tried to say he was at work and he never took his boys? Because he had to explain how those boys got home, because the boys were definitely home. It would also make sense why he had the boys with him that day. I guarantee his oldest son knew how to run drywall. Right? Probably knows how to tape. At 12 years old, I knew how to change out electrical switches and how to run wire from one end of the house to the other, because I went to work with my father. So I guarantee at 11 years and 12 years old, I'm changing out receptacles and putting plates on and switches in houses. Heck, I'm even putting fans together at the age of 12. Ceiling fans. He just fired Dudley the day before. Kind of painting a picture, huh? Don Wells fires his employee, decides to take his kids to work. It's time for lunch. Got to take the kids on home. Mom comes in the door. It's a kumbaya day. Everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, cleaning the house, washing clothes, planting flowers, being the humdrum family that they are. And then boom, on this top of this huge mountain that sits a house, we have Sasquatch that decides to scale the mountain and snatch a kid that's in a basement. Okay. Okay. Well, call me crazy. Many of you already do, right? I just not buying it. Been out there for a long time. This is only one interview that we had, guys. Just one. And what a wealth of knowledge that provided each and every one of us. And this is just one to paint the picture of what truly happened and who Don Wells and Candace Bly who truly are. I have no reason to be nasty to Don Wells. He knows where I'm coming from at any given time because he knows I know. And if nobody believes that, well, it's time to get schooled. Because not only does he know, we showed up in force. Let's face it, right? If he didn't know before, he definitely knows now.
I hope you like it.
Right there. Don's right there on that house in the corner. White truck, and I guess the red Subaru.
I knew it. I knew it.
The last house.
Which house?
The first house.
That white truck right there?
Yeah.
No, you want to park down here first?
See the white Subaru? See the red Subaru right there, and the white S10 truck is looking right out through the window. There's this truck right there. Against the
Is it? You're talking about the F-150?
See the garage door? No, that's Jay.
Oh, I see it.
The F-150, Jay.
Come on, let's get.
Oh yeah.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Dudley. Go.
The house right there we did.
All right, thank you.
Come back in. He's there?
Yep.
Here.
This is the reason why people on YouTube don't
Don,
like
where's your
Bullhorn
daughter?
Betty right here.
Where's your daughter?
Because we don't have
Why
a
are you hiding
problem
from us?
going straight to their face and asking them questions.
Summer,
That's why.
where's Summer, Don?
Where's Summer, Don? Where's Summer?
Let's go.
You wanted to meet us in a secret location. Here we are.
Let's go.
Here we are.
You wanted to meet us, Don. Where's Summer?
You got it on my phone that you want to meet us.
You want to be friends?
Candace, come out and face us. Candace, come out and face us.
For the bullhorn. Wait.
Don Wells is inside that house.
This is after he had us running around for hours to meet up with him, just to sit down and talk to him. That's what people didn't understand. This man drug us all the way from Hawkins County to Sullivan County, back to Hawkins County, just to be toying with us. Not a good, again, why are you playing games when your daughter is missing? Those are questions that people need to be asking them, because this was a game that day for him. This was a cat and mouse game that he lost. This is when because at this point, think about it.
We're in the road.
Yeah, we absolutely do
We're in
have a
public
right.
street.
We absolutely do have a right. Cops came out there and told them we had the right. So who are you seriously saying that law enforcement's wrong, we're wrong, the Constitution is wrong, all the laws of the land are wrong because you say so, Phoenix?
We're in the public street. We're in the public
This
street.
is everything. You guys want it front and center? You want it unedited? Here you go.
Get out of my fucking face. Look, goddamn, you get out of mine.
This is how it was.
Come on, Candace. Come out here and talk to us about your daughter. What'd you do with her?
Hey.
What did you do with your daughter?
Amendment right to be on public property.
This is public property.
I know you have that First Amendment right, but you can be considered.
Then fire him from the job. Fire him from the job. You don't need a baby. He buried his baby somewhere, and we want to know where she's at. Where's your baby?
Come on, son. You can record
We're on public property.
Right there in the window.
We're on public property right now.
Let's go, Don. Come on. Did you call him? Come on, did you call him? We're gonna follow you. We're gonna wait here all day.
We know where you're at now.
Come out.
I'm more of a level-headed. I just got that in the background. I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Just don't cry.
What were you trying to say there?
We're on public property.
No. Listen.
Where'd you do with your daughter? Where'd you bury her? Where'd you bury her, Don?
Well, I can't even stand listening to myself. That was one hot day. But again, and I mean hot. What I mean by hot is one hot day. He drug us all over 2 different counties all day. That's the point nobody wants to talk about. You don't mind toying with people until it bites you in your butt. And that's what happened that day. But see, people only want to give you half-truths about what truly happened. And when you hear the half-truths about what truly happened, you kind of think that we were just the bad guys and just went up there to try to get him fired from his job. And that couldn't be further from the truth. He wanted to tell us his story. He wanted to let us know he had nothing to do with his daughter's disappearance. He wanted to meet with us. I have text messages after text message. Meet him here. Meet him there. He wants to get his story out, right? Right? And then he stands us up and stands us up and stands us up and stands us up. And then reaches out to us to tell us to meet him here. Why are you playing games when your child is missing with people that are out here to try to help? Seems a little odd behavior, don't you agree? So let's see what law enforcement has to say, to appease Phoenix's mind. We want to make sure her emotional state is okay, right? We want to make sure she's not offended, right? Because all around Phoenix and her opinions of what she thinks the law is and why we don't listen to her when it comes to legal, information and the law, right? Because this was my business. I am a professional protester, right? I am a professional protester in the political world and have been for many years. So who would know the laws related to political protesting or any type of protesting than a professional protester? Right? Just saying. There's no ifs, ands, or buts that this is not my first rodeo. Can we agree on that?
Not gonna look good.
I'm going to start peacefully protesting.
All right, this is it.
I'm going to start peacefully protesting. You heard that, right? Try to ignore them and go on about your day. This is a law enforcement officer. Phoenix, do you see that? Do you see that man right there in the blue? It's this guy right here, right here. You see him right here? That is what you call a law enforcement officer, okay? So whenever you have an issue with not, knowing whether you're following the law or not, typically what we do is we call these people called law enforcement officers. And those law enforcement officers come out because they're paid for by the people, for the people, right? To make sure that we, the people, are conducting ourselves in a lawful manner. So see, this law enforcement officer actually comes out to the scene and he speaks to us. He actually holds a conversation to us and says, hey, what's going on here? Well, this guy is, we tell him our spiel and we say, it's our right to be here. I mean, this is a public road, right? Or we're on a public road. I just want to make sure we understand that we are on a public road. And they say, oh, yes, ma'am, you're on a public road. Oh, okay. So then there's nothing anybody can, no, we can't really do anything about it. So there you have it. You see this person. I just want to make sure Phoenix, you might want to get your glasses. I'm old as dirt now. So like my vision is going. Ever since I turned 40 something years old, my eyesight's just been going and going and going and going. So I'll give you just a moment or two there, Phoenix, to go get your spectacles on, right? Your spectacles on. So you can see what this thing is. This thing here is actually a male law enforcement officer. You see that little belt right around his hips here? This is right there is a police belt. Okay, so we do have law enforcement out here to find out whether we have a right to do this or not. Let's see what the law enforcement officer, has to say about the work we do, so that there's no misunderstandings.
It's one of the things where I guess up to your builder. But I mean, if you're working, like you're not digitally out here screaming, it's gonna make it a public nuisance. Well, if I don't be out here and screaming and carry on, I mean, it's one of the things we told y'all can't be out here yelling, just so y'all know. Because
We can talk,
if you're out
which
here
we did.
yelling and making people got to turn their heads, there's a lot of this sort of conduct. If you inhibit their unlawful activities,
But that's an ordinance, right? That's not really a law.
Because you're here screaming,
It's
yelling,
local.
That's technically deemed disorderly conduct. You can technically go to jail for that and be charged with it. All right. So with this man, I would just let this man do his work. Listen, we all want to find her. We all care about her. All right. But that doesn't mean we can be out here yelling in a public street, carrying on. You're allowed to be on the public street, but we can't be out here yelling, screaming. I mean, there's people back here out here looking at y'all. Y'all out here yelling,
There's got a murderer.
We can talk though, right? We can
I
talk.
shouldn't say that. Allegedly.
But, I mean, don't be out here screaming, yelling, causing a scene. All right.
Meet them places.
Wouldn't just us talking just like this? Wouldn't
John,
that be
how many times have you
consistent?
told us to come see you?
We appreciate you guys. We
called
appreciate
him
you
out on
guys.
that.
We back
He
the
told us
blue,
to
but
come
we
see
also
you.
like to exercise our First Amendment right to the Constitution,
We want to help you.
which allows us the First Amendment.
All right, okay, I'll put it down. Please talk to us and tell us, and we will leave. We'll never bother you again.
Wouldn't talk to us. Told him would leave and never come back. He'd never have to see our face.
Well, then
again.
start with them and start with his wife. There's no. Summer's life mattered. It sure did.
We love her.
We
So
love
do we
her.
have the right to do that?
You don't even know her birthday, Dawn.
We never looked for her. What are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
You never once went out. You never looked for her. You never got out.
He didn't get fired. He got kicked off the job. There was kids around.
Every
you
day.
may not believe this man had anything to do.
We've been right here watching everything you're.
You may not believe that this man had anything to do. He's a violent person. Done terrible things his entire life. He's had every single child taken from him. He had no right to drag us. He should have just said, hey, no, I'm not going to interview with you. Go on about your day, do what you need to do. Right? He could have done that. Right? He could have done that. Just been honest, right? But he chose not to. He chose to play games. So whether your opinion is I don't have a right to do that, I absolutely do have a right to do that. I exercise my constitutional right as it's provided to me. And he was kicked off that job, which kids live in that community. I know you may not care about that, but I guarantee you the parents of those children probably do. I understand you don't care about anybody else except yourself, but there are people like me that actually give a damn about other people and the harm that could come their way because of poor decisions like this from builders to put a man that's a person of interest in the disappearance of a 5-year-old child near children to work, especially one with his horrible reputation of messing with little kids, allegedly, since he was a young boy. And I don't know too many zebras that change their stripes. Just saying. But hey, you may have the supersonic power and wherewithal to find that one. Just saying. I know. I'm mean. Get over it.
You're doing.
No, Dawn, come here. Please. Dawn, there was no kid. We're gonna leave. Listen, if you come back,
It was. They.
All right, we'll take it down. All right, boom. I got it here. Here.
Sounds like you're a little triggered. Why do you watch me? Sounds like you got the issue, not me. I definitely don't watch you.
So we're doing God's work right now. The only people that are the primary suspects of Summer Wells is Donald Wells and Candace Wells, which are sitting inside. They've been hiding from us. We have We have talked to their neighbors. We have talked to their friends. Everybody knows they did something with that child. Every single person that has come in contact with them knows they did something. It's not a matter of whether she has been kidnapped. She hasn't. What it matters,
where she was.
We want to know where they put her. We want to know where they put her, so we can give her a proper burial like she deserves.
He couldn't even look me in the eye.
Because he knows we know. He knows we know.
He knows we know. For all those that are just tuning in, we started the morning off with honoring. We knew that Allie had not moved on. Okay. This is hard for me because I liked Allie, and her and I communicated. We haven't communicated in a significant amount of time, but when all this was going on and we were in the area, we had a lot of communication between us that was not public. Oh, thank you. Check your mod chat. Okay. I didn't see that. Hold on. Where's my mod chat? Let's see what we got here. Okay. I don't know why. Hold on. Let me get there. Hold on. I wasn't prepared. Okay. Justin. They're saying that she's alive. Hunter's mom, Allie is the mom of Hunter. Hunter was Summer Wells the day she disappeared, digging for why the farce about Allie dying. If anyone has any updates, please see below. Is it possible, if we source the news about Allie and Allie passing away? I mean, I've got her number, but if she's in the hospital, she's not answering her phone. We have to go to the person that generated the news. Who generated the news? The person that generated the news is Andrew. That's the first person I heard speak about Hunter's mom passing away. And my question would be, why did he start this rumor? Is she even on life support? Does anybody even know if she's on life support? Let me just look her up real quick. Let's find out. I don't like this not knowing and this bouncing back and forth between everything. Let me look this up. Let's see what her contact says. Oh, this is definitely not it. Why is this one not coming in? Hold on a second. Open with contacts. Add. Let's add. Okay. Yeah, I've got her. I've got her email address. So what we'll do, I don't know one way or another. I'm going to mute this for a second. I'm just going to call and see if she answers, because I wonder, why would Andrew say what sick people are making up? I know where I heard it from originally. And my question is, why in the world would he be doing that? We heard she fell ill. We heard she fell out. We knew she was in ICU. We've heard that for several days. And many people told us that she was not gone yesterday. And then Jennifer Coffindaffer said she passed away today and is now walking that back. Updated post from Jennifer Coffindaffer was reported that Hunter's mom, Allie, passed. But did she? The Facebook post includes the one below as indicated. And is this it? As indicated. Let me see. Let me back this one out. Let me go to her channel, because again, everybody is getting this information. So obviously something had to have happened to Allie. Let's see here. Let me go to Jennifer's post and we'll read it verbatim. Because this is emotional for me. You guys know I knew her. We chatted, and again, I have several of my videos or my recordings on here. And she keeps referring like the one below, but there's nothing below. Oh, I think she's talking about this right here. Rest in peace, Allie is floating around. I don't know who created that. But her post, this is Jennifer's post right here. Let me back that up. And it says, post update. It was reported that Hunter's mom, Allie, passed away. And her question is, but did she? Facebook post, including the one below, indicated, but apparently the news is false and she is alive. Allie's mother, Allie is the mom of Hunter. Hunter was with Summer the day she disappeared. Digging for why the farce about Allie dying. If anyone has updates, please post below. And so the post below is several people have died around the Summer Wells case. Jose, the young girl kidnapped a child, was a friend of Candace prior to Summer coming up missing, and now Allie. That's one of the comments. One is from Miss Harmony. I remember Miss Harmony. She was here early on when we first started this channel. And it said, from what I have heard, we were told that she has no brain function and is now on a ventilator waiting for her family to make a decision regardless. It's a sad situation. So she is gone, guys. So this whole thing about her, she's coming off that life support. I don't know what you think is going to happen when she's off that life support. She is not here. She is being artificially kept alive from what everybody is saying. It is just a matter of time if she has not already. I personally know hospitals are not going to keep you indefinitely. If you have a will, if you have a healthcare surrogate, if you have some kind of directive, that's something different. I don't know if Allie would have those types of things. I did those types of things when I was 18, not because I was a smart girl. It's because it was part of my class project. I did go to school. I went to college to be a paralegal. And one of the things was to draft a will and testament, right? And a healthcare surrogate and all these things. So naturally, every person in the class ended up preparing their own. So that's the reason why I don't know, had I been in that class, if I would have done that or not. But if she's brain dead, brain anoxia, I don't know what that means. They were laughing on AH channel yesterday after all the donors. They said, oh, he got his money, meaning he got H money that was donated. Yeah, there's just something odd because I reached out to Andrew. See, I knew Andrew and I've always been respectful of Andrew, even back that conversation, that 3-minute conversation you heard me have with Allie about him. I even, tried to guide him at one point a couple years ago when he was like wanting to really, him and Benny were just about to start warring. It wasn't really good. And I'm like, just don't let him get under your skin. Just stay focused on what you need to stay, just the pep talk. Anybody that's a creator on here that I've worked with, it's this, I say the same thing to just about every single person that comes across problems and drama on this platform or any other social media platform. I give them the same advice. You gotta ignore it. You gotta stay focused and you gotta stick with the program. And so that's kind of what I told him. But see, he seemed normal back then. And happy birthday, Andrew, if it's your birthday. But I went back yesterday and reviewed some of his videos, and you can see, I hadn't seen him in a while. So naturally, from where I saw him, it was a significant change in my opinion about his behavior. His behavior was one that I did not recognize from my dealings with him in the past. Just a little food for thought. Nothing to knock him or anything like that, because if he is struggling with some type of situation, I hope he gets help for whatever type of situation that's got him struggling, that has him doing this. But I have to think that they are preparing. You don't wait until, uh, you know, the last moment to try to make plans on how and what's going to happen and who needs to go where, right, guys? I mean, we have to think about that. A lot of people are beating up, Andrew for wanting to try to get to his son. I'm not going to sit there and knock the man. All I'm going to say is I would personally feel more comfortable donating to Hunter and Hunter taking care of it. It sounds like we've already got at least 2 creators that are really trying to work on getting Andrew to Tennessee. We've got Dolly Vision. It sounds like Daisy on the farm, whatever her name is. It sounds like she's working on trying to get something together to get both Andrew and his brother here. There's been a lot of stuff related to his brother. I guess Andrew probably doesn't have a license, can't drive, needs the brother here to rent a car. I don't know what the situation is. It's a hot mess. I will be honest with you. It's a hot mess. I just feel comfortable if you're gonna get something, get it. I'm sorry. I'm an recovering addict, and I just see signs, and I know what I see when I see it, and I'm sorry. It is what it is. I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to deceive. I'm going to be honest, as I always am, and I just feel more comfortable telling my audience that I feel more comfortable with you donating to Hunter. And I'm sure Hunter, if he has the cash and his dad needs something while he's there, or he'll have the enough reserves that he can help his father out. I prefer Hunter. If you're going to give cash donations, it go to Hunter. Just I feel like Hunter will take care of his sisters. I feel like Hunter is responsible enough to kind of take care. He's kind of the man, and I have to trust his judgment when it comes to his mom and his family. And that's the judgment I'm going to trust. Unfortunately, that's just where I am with this and my avocation. So I'm not going to bother calling Allie's phone. It sounds like this is not a hoax. There's something seriously wrong here. It sounds like we're just waiting for the countdown if she's not already gone. But it's still a sad day, and we need to embrace this family. We need to, instead of fighting over, is she gone or not, maybe we need to be talking about, rallying to support the family. I really would like to know if Allie didn't have a living will to make the decision of her life, if legal action is needed before they take her off a ventilator. It's my understanding, because that was honestly believed, that was my issue with my friend Karen. I was trying very hard, because to be honest with you, when I had to deal with my 2 cousins, which is really hard for me to talk about, but I will talk about it. Both of them, when they were losing their life, their skin tone was like just gray. I don't know how to explain it. They were still alive. They were on a ventilator. But when it came to my friend Karen, when she was there, and that was the hardest one, she was beautiful. She had healthy looking skin. She had color in it. She didn't look like my cousins, like the experience I had previously had. I had so much hope for her. And so whenever I realized what was going on, I did myself, because I believed she was in there. I believed that they were wrong. But there's nothing. There's nothing you can do. If they don't have those things and they are not married, there's literally nothing you can do. I hate the idea that a medical facility is making decisions for me because I'm not married. It's a bothersome. So everybody, maybe this is a good conversation to start having with your family about your wishes. Nobody likes to have these conversations. Maybe it's time for each and every one of us, even if you're young. I mean, you young folks out there, you guys need to be proactive as well. You never know what's going to happen around the corner. And if you want, it might be a good lesson for everybody. Maybe it's time to start drafting your own healthcare surrogate. You're putting somebody in charge, like your mom or your dad or your significant other, in charge of decisions if you're incapacitated. a last will and testament. You know, maybe this is a good time for you guys. If you already have one, how long has it been since you looked at it? Like, I can honestly tell you, I haven't looked at mine since I was 18 years old, right? It might be a good time to update those things. This is just a sad situation, but Allie has, you know, she's not going to get, that was one of the things that we had discussed, is when all this stuff was said and done, that Allie would get an opportunity to tell the world what she knew. And again, it doesn't look like we're going, unfortunately, and as hard as it is for me to say that, it doesn't look like she's going to get that time. And I wanted to make sure, with all this new information about how wonderful Dawn and Candace are, and how great their parenting is, and how they're being so unjustly treated, and how it's everybody else, it's not them, it's everybody else has got it wrong, it's everybody else, it's everybody else, it's everybody else. I'm going to be damned. I'm going to be damned. You know, I'm going to be damned, because Allie was persecuted for trying to speak the truth. Persecuted. Treated like pure crap. Talked to like pure crap. Teased, mocked, humiliated. For trying to bring the truth to the people. So you guys had all the information you need, and now she's fighting for her life, and it sounds like she lost that battle. And it's just a matter of time before it's official, if it's not already. So I definitely wanted to give her voice back. I definitely wanted you guys to hear. I know it's been a long time since you saw that video, and I don't believe you saw that video in its entirety, because I've personally never showed my video. And if I have showed it, it's only been a very small portion of it. It hasn't been its entirety. I just want everybody to remember Allie. She wasn't a perfect lady. She may not have been a perfect mom. She may not have been a perfect friend. She may not have been a perfect anything. But I can tell you, she was always nice to me. She always talked to me with respect. She always seemed to hold herself. She was very kind to people, even people she didn't know. And Dolly can attest to that. He didn't know her. And she was never mean to him. She was a nice person. But again, not a perfect person, just like every single one of us. But she cared. She cared about Summer. She fought for Summer. Even with all the mean and nasty things going on around about her, she still came up, she still talked, she still called, she still shared, she still passed along information, she still did what she could to find the truth. And I don't want people to forget that. So, God bless her family. God bless her children. And God bless her children, her grandchildren that she's never going to get to meet. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So I hope you guys are safe, and I pray that you guys are nice to people. I pray that you guys are kinder to people in the comment box below. And if you have nasty opinions, keep them to yourself, or go someplace where they're accepted. But the nastiness is coming to the end on the Bullhorn Betty channel. We say no to online harassment. We say no to online bullying. And we say yes to community activism and doing good for your community, because it's the right thing to do. God bless each and every one of you.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.